Hello, and welcome to Nice and Blunt. Today is Friday, July 31st, last day of July, and we have a very special guest joining the show. Welcome, Best Ball Bruni. Justin Bruni is joining us. We're going to put our opponents in Jeopardy today. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good. I did love the YouTube title. That was catchy. That was a good lead into the Best Ball Jeopardy host. I appreciate that. A welcome nod. I believe we missed it this week. Your opponent was sick.
We had a rain delay. That's how
Rain delay. Yeah.
rain delay.
Stomach flu with bindles. So look out for that next week. It was kind of weird. Not dialing into the board this week. Locking into the all the questions and everything. It was a nice little break. Honestly, it's a lot of work.
A nice little vacation for you, unprompted.
A little bit.
Always nice. And in summer, it's appropriate, right?
It'll come back. It's gonna come back. We'll have some double headers and whatnot. So it's gonna come down to the I think the last episode we're gonna do like 3 boards or 2 boards. So it'll be a lot down the pipeline. Yeah, we got a lot going on.
Exciting. Well, it was a pleasure to be on Best Ball Jeopardy and meet you for the first time. I appreciate you hosting me on Best Ball DGen Dads last week, and honored to have you here today. And I wanted to get to know you just a little bit in case my audience doesn't know. Only recently did we meet each other, so I kind of wanted to know what are the origins of Best Ball Bruni? Was it always Best Ball, or did you start off in was redraft the what would it be, the gateway drug, so to speak?
Absolutely. Oh man, the gateway drug started like in I don't know, like I think it was my freshman year of high school. In our shop class, we got like internet access in the morning for like an hour and a half. It was great. It was awesome.
Nice.
Just in and out, and we were just constantly on Yahoo Fantasy, and it's been all downhill since then. So in 2019, I started creating my own content on my own YouTube, very small, low stakes, nothing too crazy, and it was just covering, just redraft, just who to start, who to drop, add waivers, your sleepers, your deep picks, and stuff like that. And I grew like a small team around me, and we started doing all sorts of content. So we did fantasy football, redraft, dynasty. Best ball really wasn't as relevant at that time, so it wasn't really on our radar. But then we were also covering like sports betting too. So we would have sports betting shows, fantasy football, fantasy hockey, fantasy basketball, a little bit of fantasy MMA. Back with Monkey Knife Fight, if you remember them, they were kind of like one of those pick'em platforms before Underdog.
Yeah, I do. That's a throwback. Wow.
Yeah. So Monkey Knife Fight was like one of our, sponsors, and we would get, like the promos and signups and stuff like that. And the credits, it was kind of like what we're all doing right now with like the Underdog game. Right. So that was a lot of fun. And just because we were doing so many different things, it quickly opened a lot of viewership. And then from there, I was hired as an editor for SGPN to start up like a fantasy football program over there. And when we did that, we did cover everything. So it was me managing redraft, dynasty, IDP, best ball, DFS, and like some sports betting. So I was covering like writing and video and editing and stuff like that, and like overseeing like different layers of different podcasts. So that was where I really got a big bulk of like my like strong background and experience, because I was just kind of thrown into like deep water, and where I had nuance, I used it, and where I didn't know things, I figured them out, or just went around the community. If I didn't know something, I just went to a friend. That's kind of an awesome thing about the fantasy football space, is the more people you connect with, the more you learn, the more you share, and the more you just gain experience in different avenues. Didn't know what WordPress was until I started doing this stuff. So just picking up like random different skill sets through that method. And then after that, I moved over to Fanspeak, and then I started kind of doing things as a little bit more of an individual. So I work over there covering best ball through podcasts, and then I work as a writer for the Fantasy Six Pack Network. They cover a lot of like fantasy redraft and dynasty, and all, again, kind of like what I was doing before, like all layers of all different sports and sports betting. They just dropped like an MLB betting tool, stuff like that, like problem solvers for all different sorts of DFS and fantasy and whatnot. So I write over there, I podcast with Fanspeak, and just going around meeting great folks like yourself, getting them into the Thunderdome over at Jeopardy, seeing what you're all about, getting to know you, and just the other fine folks in the best ball community. It's one of the best growing spaces in fantasy. It's a lot of fun. I don't find it as like as competitive or as like cutthroat as I felt like the dynasty and redraft kind of upbringing in that community was. Like,
Right.
you meet people that are like pretty cool to you, but at the same time, they're also like very competitive. Like, they talk a lot of shop, talking the numbers and the followers. Oh, I've been doing this since 2004. Like, yeah, that's great, man. Like, I just here to pick up a few things, So, I feel like the best ball space is welcoming for a lot more fun, a lot more entertainment, and just more enjoyment of football overall.
That's awesome. I love that you have hands in like basically every single pot. Basically, like you sound like a jack of all trades in this business.
I mean,
in this
I
space.
play all that stuff still. That I play IDP, Dynasty IDP, Dynasty Best Ball, redraft leagues, keeper leagues. Like, I'm still a sicko at heart. So while I will have a deep portfolio every year, I still have, like I don't know, it's like 16 teams now. And that's probably down from like, I don't know, 19 or 20 just the past couple of years. You always got to like trim some fat, just like the poor quality leagues.
I can understand that.
And then also at the same time, like hang on to your losers. Like, I won some rings, and now like, the glory's fading in a few spots. You're just like, God, I cannot look at this team. Like, oh my God, it's so bad.
Especially in like Dynasty, where like trades are one of the main ways to like make moves. Like, you have to win the trade. There's like a ruthless, cutthroat nature to trading and like being a GM with like your friends, but like,
and also just like
you have to win the trade.
The vibe of sharing the trade, right? Like, you're gonna get shamed, potentially. I mean, literally, Sleeper had to create a feature to hide usernames, right? Just so that people could forego the shame or not have to cross the name out, because that was happening so often, right? Like, we have like, fantasy receipts, right? Like, if people get too aggressive, and if they think they're nuanced and they fall on their face and they have to eat their words, like, we literally have an entire community that just is there to put a pie in your face, right? So like, it's a lot more cutthroat, like I said, outside of best ball, in my opinion.
It's the I'm already forgetting his name, but the Mavs GM that trade away Luka, for Anthony Davis. It's like,
oh gosh,
to make a mistake like that, you just live in notoriety in your own like circle, let alone publicly. But like, it's the same thought process of like shame and
and you see that stuff, like, right, like in your like anyone at home, like, you think to your dynasty league or your redraft league, and you're just like, what just came across my screen? Collusion to the mountaintops. You just start telling yourself whatever story you need to, because you just hate it so bad, or you hate that this one guy's winning it by so much. Like, you got to get in there and give your 2 cents about it. You're not even in that trade. It's a very triggering process.
Well, I'm glad to know that you're keeping your sanity and letting everything.
Yeah, best ball's a part of that. It keeps me straight, keeps me upright.
No, we need this regular season and the weekly nature of the game and all the highs and lows to just keep ourselves stimulated and looking forward. So I appreciate the insight. That's I respect all those different avenues of the nature of fantasy football and navigating YouTube and content creation. And it sounds like you've been at it for a long time, man. I respect your game, and I'm happy to have you here. Let's bring in the chat real quick. We got Pepper Tony, who's not only first but also Fimps today. We got Mike Robb shouting Bruni with exclamation points. We got Pepper Tony. We were only late by like maybe 15 seconds if I had to guess. But what's up, A-Rot? How we doing? And then Forey Wayne is in here as well. Before we get to a Best Ball Mania, I wanted to ask you a little bit about the Best Ball Jeopardy process. You're the host of Best Ball Jeopardy. What goes into like setting the board every week, and like are there things that you have learned over time that you have kind of like navigated and made some adjustments, since this is, I believe, just year 2 of the series?
Yeah, it's just year 2, season 2. We're excited to kind of continue it and expand it. So like when you have like your kind of like exit interview with Meg, she'll be trying to get all your feedback and stuff, and how we can improve it and things. And that's just kind of the nature of us over at Fanspeak in general. Like, we're always just trying to do something new, be creative, and that's just kind of how all this started. We added it as an attribute to a 24-hour stream. Where Meg and my co-host Andrew, they just played a board, and I think Meg won. It wasn't by much. It was pretty competitive and a lot easier than what it is now. It was definitely for more entertainment than anything. But we had just such a really good response from it, so we just like, hey, let's try this. Let's roll it out, and it was very successful the first season. Got a great help from the community. So like, really, you guys are like the ones that really like help us make it special, is by bringing in awesome people and like letting them kick ass, right? Like, holy, how does this person know this sort of stuff? As far as like building it goes, it is a process. It's a combination of Google presentation, Canva, and then just a lot of work. So like every single question is a video, and I have to upload every single video into just a background, right? Like I build a background, I can change the category names. It's pretty simple. You can do that pretty quickly. But the bulk of the work is creating the questions, the actual content of the show, and then putting it into like an actual video format across like 30 whatever squares, I think it is. We get some free squares. We get Double Jeopardy, pretty quick work. Plug it in the Double Jeopardy. And then we have another one that's coming up where like if you watched it the last episode, we'll have like an expert come in and ask a question. Like it'll be something fun like that. And again, just kind of
emo
different.
Cowboy.
Yeah, exactly. We're just, hey, give us a celebrity question. Give us something fun. You may have known that one. That was a Keenan Allen question. I know you're also a Keenan Allen stan.
When I saw Emo say the question along the lines, I was like, this has to fit his brand. I had a feeling Keenan was the answer on that one. But
yeah. So I mean, that, like again, that would have been one that you would have got. I don't think they wound up getting it. But yeah, that's what it is. Like there's always different variable clues. There's always something that can lead you there, and the clues pretty much in every question, even the most difficult questions, will always have at least one easy clue. If you're drafting, like if you're in the streets, then Best Ball Jeopardy is for you, and you will be sickened by your ability as a viewer how quickly you can answer the question. Like the chat is always on it. And it's not because they're cheating and looking it up. It's because they're sick like me. And they're always in the streets. They're like, someone in their head will be like, oh, I know that ADP because I have 30% of him, right? Like, and it's not you, me, or 5 other people that are like doing this. It's that one guy in the chat that has that 30% Chris Godwin and knows his exact ADP and his wide receiver ranking. So it's always fun to be like, oh, that random dude just knocked this out of the park. This 1,000 level question, he's like, boom. And you guys are like sitting here like sweating, like, oh my God, there's a clock and a heartbeat ticking. Like, what do I do? So that adds obviously to it too, just the pressure of being on the clock and under the lights. But yeah, it's a process that takes probably, I don't know, 4 to 5 hours, like clean start to finish, something like that. So I need a night to do it usually. Yeah.
I was so grateful to get it in on Best Ball Jeopardy when I asked Meg, like, if there is any opening, please let me, because in the chat I was like, I feel like I can do this. I feel like I'm
right.
But then when you're in the moment, there's also the added level of like, crap, if I don't have this quick, I might be running out of time soon. And then, just the added pressure of this being the one on camera as opposed to on your couch is a different beast. So that's
I think people are undervaluing the surrender method. Like if you just don't know it, you can quickly put the pressure onto someone else. And I haven't seen anyone like really willing to use that yet. I've seen it happen a few times where someone just like pass, like get it out of my face. I think it's PPR.
I did that once with Huhames, and yeah. I had a feeling about it where it was like, well, if I spend the whole minute to think about it and I like talk it out, not only do I give him extra minute, but I'm also like letting him know my thought process that might be wrong, or give some clues away and maybe narrow down some answers. But like if I just instantly pass, you now have a minute less to think about it with none of my insight.
I have seen the playing defense method used for sure, where someone was just like, no, I was just completely full of shit. Like that wasn't correct what I was saying at all. I didn't know what it was, and I was just trying to throw him off. And it didn't work. The other guy nailed it. It was just like, I don't know what you were talking about. I think it was like a Jordan Love stack or something like that. But yeah, all different methodologies. I love seeing all the different approaches. The only thing I don't like seeing is just when someone looks asleep. So that's, got to pop in some of that background music. That's about it. Some like if you're not in it, if you're, having your opponent just run the gambit, I gotta try to get in their head a little bit,
yeah. If
no rule against
microphone. If you don't have the microphone, it could be a solitary experience.
No, yeah, you could just be sent to the corner while your opponent is just rolling through answers. That happened to Jim Waller. His co-host Neil Orfield was just, I think he went like 8 or 9 in a row or something like that. I was like, Jim, fuck, get in the box, dude. My God.
Yeah, Orfield is killing it.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, like the runs, right? Like, so when you get a hold of the board, like a lot of people try to clear categories, and I don't know if they try to actually hold on to the board. That's another thing that I consistently see is everyone just wants to run right down. Once they get one right, they're like, I got it right. I'll get this one right too.
Well, sometimes I feel like you mix and match some of the like difficulty in terms of dollar amount. Like I felt like maybe it's just some people have a specialty in certain subjects opposed to others, but on occasion it's like I had no idea what this $200 question was, but the 600 I had instantly.
The $200 will always have the easiest clues. So they'll always have the easiest clues.
Okay.
So I think a lot of people overthink those. Like I've had people just misread the 200 level question and just be like, oh no, I just read it wrong. Like, come on. Like, it can go anyway.
There's when the lights are on, you feel the pressure of the heartbeat. But what's up, Meg? Thank you for joining us. And we're about to hop in. I had one final question before we draft a BBM. How many BBMs have you done, and who is your most drafted player?
So we are looking at 59 right now. We'll probably get to 100. We might push if we're just not getting it filled. That happened with the little board, and I don't know, all these negative thoughts about best ball out there. Maybe I don't know. Maybe
shocking if it didn't fill, but it's only like 48% with a month left. So
that's what I'm saying. Like if we get like a really slow close rate, I'm thinking I'm gonna try to push to 125. And again, if I'm even feeling it in like the last few days, like I might just rail it out, just finish the 150. We'll see. We'll see. It's just really how I'm feeling and my exposures. Right now, my most exposed is Kyron. He is at 24%. And I've gotten that down from 34. So I've been doing my due diligence. I have a lot of Kyron. Right behind him, kind of 1A, 1B is Cam Scadabo. Nice. Super high on his ADP. What we saw out of his, per game production last year after his first start was just, it would have broken records, till kingdom come. He would have broke fantasy football, and definitely been a huge factor in Best Ball Mania. Betting on him to be healthy this year. And if he's not, I also have fuck ton of Tyrone Tracy. So run, Harbaugh, please.
Nice. I respect the big stance on an early round player where it's easy to have 30% Tank Bigsby like I do when it's super cheap, but like when you're setting it at a high rate plus 20% when it's in the top 50, I feel like that's where like you're really planting your flag and like if you are hitting big.
And it's not normal of me. Like I definitely, and I still like, if you're looking at like my top 5 or top 7, you're going to see more later round guys, Tyler Algier, Mike Washington. Those are guys getting some good juice. But I also I try to keep it pretty flat. Like I'll probably have like 10 guys at like 16%, like when you're rolling through it, like it takes a minute to get through. So I definitely spread it out quite a bit.
And I noticed on your Twitter feed, I believe it was earlier today or maybe last night, you posted your Deebo Samuel exposure. So I put him on the thumbnail given the news.
Absolutely.
20% Devo. Nice.
Oh yeah. No, that's super helpful. He's number 7 in my exposure. So like I still have even some, again, just like probably 5 guys with 20 right ahead of them,
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, we got Danimal saying, let's go. We got Terry McLaurin, please stay healthy, requesting from A-Rod. But we're gonna get into it.
I'm a Terry guy. I love that ADP. I was getting Kyron at like round 4 early on. Like it was getting a bit silly. And so when that would happen, like I wouldn't care. Like I'm running 3 running backs if I have to. Like I'm not going to push him because it would be like my 3rd running back with a 1 receiver start through the first 4 picks. So that was kind of happening consistently early on.
We have 1 spot in this BBM and looks like it's full. I just hopped in with no countdown. So we're going to have a fresh pod.
See who we get here.
People unbeknownst to them. Looks like we get pick 11. We're at the right side of the board. Is there a pick you like a bit more than others?
Not necessarily. I'm pretty open. I really like it when one of those receivers falls to pick 11. Any one of them would be just fine. Like CD or Jefferson would be great. Really like Genty right there. James Cook coming back. I do like Devon Echan 2-2. I do like I draft a lot of Saquon. I'm believing in a bounce back, so I don't hate taking him there either. I have a fair amount of Saquon as well. Like he's close to like my top 12.
Gotcha. Apologies, A-Rod. With BBM, it's kind of a little bit different sometimes, but I didn't expect it to be totally full. Today, just going a little bit different. But We will definitely be drafting after this, A-Rod, for in case you want to join us later. I'm not sure if Bruni will have enough time for the second draft, but we will definitely give you at least one more opportunity later today. But I like the balanced approach on the right board. It's so easy to get stuck into that RB, repetitiveness. So if we do get a receiver, I'm totally fine if we go wide out running back. I like the balanced approach quite a bit.
Are there any receivers that you bring up to this spot? I've brought up AJ Brown before, and then of course like Drake London. I don't have any problem with, but it's really just if you're like want to be principled in that approach.
I think the way I usually play it is like I will pull up a running back at like 5, 6, or like even 4, and then get like the guy that goes around there as opposed to the other way around. But if I was going to do it, it would be AJ Brown. I have a couple teams with AJ Brown on this side, but I don't think I'd really do it with anyone other than Bowers.
There goes Genty, so I think we're going to get one of those receivers.
Most likely, but if not, we're getting Taylor. So
yeah, that would be great too. Oh, Taylor at 11. Oh, chef's kiss. There goes Lamb. Okay.
Come on, Fredo.
Oh, do it for Fredo. Do it for Fredo. Make the Fredo pick. Come on.
He's letting it time out. He's thinking about it. He's not sold.
Well, if he times out, it's just gonna go to Taylor probably.
Probably.
Bastard.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
You want Jefferson here?
Yeah, Jay Jettas.
Do you have any hesitation with Jettas this year, or
nope.
wheels up with Kyler?
Wheels up. One of those guys will figure it out. I'm a Kyler advocate. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna say that Kyler is gonna improve into the offense.
I think the hate goes a little bit far. We're back on the clock. ADP says Hampton, but any guy you like here?
Let's go. Yeah, let's go Hampton. I don't know a lot of Hampton.
Do you have other than Hampton? Would there have been a preference?
It would have been Ken Walker.
Okay. What would you say your share of Hampton is this year?
Really low. That's why I said let's mix it up. Let's do it. Yeah.
It's easy for me to take.
Yeah.
So
you have a lot of them?
Yeah, I have about 20% Hampton.
Okay. All right. So just
him and Derrick Henry are my two like round 2 stands.
Okay.
Both over 15%.
Yeah, I would say here, like in round 2, like I said, I have a lot of Barkley. Get a good amount of Drake London. I don't reach for the tight ends at all. Like I don't get Bowers or anything like that. Occasionally. I think I have like 1 or 2 Bowers.
Feels like a good pick, but structurally, I just don't really love my teams with the early tight end sometimes. But
no, exactly.
There's a world where he's still going round 1 next year, so I don't want to fade him, but I'm not like. It's so easy to get a tight end you like later on. It's really not a problem if I miss out.
Get 3 that you like later on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice little tip for Chase Brown. Malik Neighbors, I don't know, that still feels early for me, but we're gonna keep seeing it.
It seems like it's the new price. Thankfully I had about 11% in pre-draft, and then I'm sitting at about like 7.8% in the regular season. So I'll just stay at the baseline 8. I'm not gonna go too crazy, but it seems like round 2 just his new price. So he's not.
I'm pretty bare. I just never dug in. It just wasn't something that I bought into. So I think I'm like 1-1, like 1 pre-draft and 1 BBM. Like just you get your taste. I'm not that worried. I mean, it does suck that obviously if he's going to come back that early, I would have assumed it easily clear 4 games missed easily to start the season. So that was, I mean, it's not disappointing. I mean, guy's awesome. Go ball. But yeah, it's gonna hurt in the exposures because I don't want to take risks at his ADP regardless. So like if I can get him round 3 right now, I guess that would feel good. I'm just probably not. So I'm not gonna go out of my way to like make up ground. You know what I mean? Like if he can fall in my lap in a good scenario, maybe I got Lamb. Like that would have been really actually cool if that Lamb drafter took him just for the correlation. Getting the week 17 connect if he's going to go right there. So if you're doing something like that, I feel like, I'm at least sleeping better at night. I'm giving myself an extra reason to at least accept, potential risk.
I think the only way he burns you if he plays like a true 17 games, but if he's going to start sooner, he might go down sooner as well. But I will say, when I look at the Giants schedule, I see so many winnable games. They have a true like 4th place schedule where like I think just by the nature of it, they could be winning the division. Like I think they could win 10 games because of their schedule. I think it's legitimately on the very cushy side. But that's why I was kind of so in on Scatabo. I was like, well, winning game script, like they are running it down your throat. And like this guy is their best athlete with Neighbors possibly out. But the volume his rookie season is why I was a little worried to fully fade him. Like he was on pace for 190 targets that rookie year if he stayed healthy. So
I mean, it's stuff.
I'm sold. Where like I think he's got to be on your radar. But pick 17 feels a little up there.
I couldn't pay that. That's a good price for McBride wherever he just went.
33. Yeah. At this point, I'm kind of only willing to get McBride on this side of the board. I'm kind of out on McBride, but we're back on the clock. Is there a preference you have here?
Top
ADP is T. Higgins.
Yeah, I would pass on Higgins here. I kind of want Garrett Wilson on the way back. Do you like Williams or ETN more? Go Williams. Go Williams. Sorry, I didn't see the clock.
I have less Javonte, so I'm totally fine with that.
And then we'll see what this guy does, but I'd prefer Wilson. Just get the bring back. We'll see. I'm guessing he's going to take 2 receivers, so we'll see.
I've been talking myself into Garrett Wilson quite a bit lately, where like he feels like the only safe way to play the Jets. Like the volume, I'm not worried about Omar Cooper or Kenyon Sadiq. I thought they were good prospects, but the more I just think about the Jets, it's like, why would they be stealing that much volume from him? So he was averaging almost 12 points a game before they traded for Adams 2 years ago. And then he was averaging like almost 16 points per game last year before he went down. So I like him a lot.
Easy click right there. No, he's always been an absolute target hog. You just saw 154 2 years ago. He's just, I mean, that's what he does. He just eats targets, short yardage, deep plays, gets those big gains, like, yards after catch. He can do it all. And also just like amazing hands. Just needs quarterback. Really been missing that key piece. And I know that Geno Smith isn't sexy, but he's a guy who can get the ball in your hands for sure and just let you work. Made Brock Bowers, put him on the map. I mean, I think he can help out Garrett Wilson.
I also like that last year Vegas set his touchdown line at 4.5, and even though he only played 5 games, he had 4 touchdowns in those. Like he was figuring it out. He is clearly in his prime now, and like I would love to see him get traded, like free Garrett Wilson. The Jets are just a cancer, but like talent wise, the argument for him over Devontae Smith, I think, is a real one. Like why isn't Garrett Wilson going at the top of round 3 when we drafted him like top 10 2 years ago?
I don't have a lot of Devonta Smith. He continues to be more expensive, and in that offense, I just don't think they throw enough for him to actually earn that ADP, like to a top 3 round. He obviously has the big playability. Like he could get 1,000, 1,100 yards this year. But is he going to get over, 67.5 catches? I don't know. Like, I feel like that's a tough number for him. I feel like his volume is still going to be limited with the emergence of Mekhi Lemon, who I'm much higher on in round 7.
Okay. I haven't drafted too much Mekhi Lemon myself. Were you like just in love with his draft profile?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like he can fill right into what they were getting out of AJ Brown as that big body receiver. And he is also a big body guy that has the ability for yak and yards after the catch as well. Those are all just the proponents that you want of best ball. I understand there's a little bit of hype and a little bit of positive news for Dontavian Wicks right now. But if we're playing like the long game of best ball the way that we do, I think we're betting on Mekhi Lemon as the rookie this year, like the rookie standout coming from that offense. Because I feel like that red zone role is also available. Like you had Dallas Goedert, who was impeccably efficient last year in the red zone. I believe he caught a touchdown on every 10 of his targets. Like it was ridiculous. He was getting just like these random little shuffle passes. I don't even know if you call it a pass, but it was just like almost like a pseudo handoff, and it was still count as a pass. These little shuffles, and he just push himself into the end zone. I have to believe that they're going to be different and more unique and trying to at least center the play calling around Saquon and building off of that. And I think Mekhi Lemon is going to be the emergent winner of the reshifting of that offense under Mannion this year.
I'll be totally transparent. We're on the clock, so I'll save it for after this pick. But we have DJ Moore, Romadunze, BTJ, or we could pivot to running back. We got 12 seconds.
I like DJ here.
You got it.
Always a
Feels
big
like
DJ guy.
a very safe pick here,
Mhm.
and
And
like
don't let the turn this guy get his stack. He has Josh Allen. He's sitting on one receiver.
love the strategy, love
Yeah,
the
just
pod,
yeah.
cutthroat.
He's got
you're
one
showing.
receiver that really boosts his roster. Like if he actually just gets him as his number 2. I mean, I'm not trying to pull up running back here, so
You want a quarterback, or you want to go with Rome?
let's go Rome.
Your Chicago Bears get some exposure.
I don't have a lot of Rome actually. I have
Okay.
probably more Burden.
Pivoting back to the Eagles talk real quick, as you were explaining that, it reminded me of my kind of like mantra on the Eagles, where full transparency, I've been mostly drafting the Eagles through Dallas Goedert, and
Okay.
I have a decent share of most people, but I would say Lemon is maybe a little bit low on my list. And the more you talk about it, the more you kind of remind me like my Howie Roseman take still applies here, where like I just trust Howie Roseman the same way I do like Sean McVay and like Kyle Shanahan, where like I want to let some of the elite minds in the NFL do some of my thought process for me, and like trusting their scouting and judgment has proven to be such a smart path for success. Look at the Super Bowls, look at the consistent division titles, and that's what led me to like Tank Bigsby is just a smash. Like I'm trusting that Howie Roseman's not going to make a bad trade, so I'm in on Dontavian Wicks as well. But looking at Mekhi Lemon, like even though he fell, he was in to trade up and get ahead of the Rams, who were also in. So like thought process wise on just like GM and like scouting departments, like who knows their shit? Howie Roseman, Sean McVay were in on Mekhi Lemon. Why would I not be? So I might not like his price as much in Underdog. On drafters, I like it so much more. It's like pick 90. But
what is
you're
so
talking
in round 7, it's like 10, 15 picks later?
Yeah, he's going about almost 2 rounds later on drafters
Okay.
in full PPR format. So
That's
I take
nice.
him a little bit more there, but
No, I love that.
Compared to round 7, I've talked myself into just slamming Justin Herbert or like pulling up Rico because I hate round 7. So very valid pick, especially with Hurts. But is there a reason you're fading Rome a little bit?
No, not really. I mean, he was coming back from the foot injury. There wasn't a lot of clarity on that. I know he came out today and said, "Oh yeah, sure, it's everything is going to be fine." But the way that they draw Luther Burden up into the screen game, like 30% of his production came off of screens last year, and I have to believe it's going to be something similar in 2026. That they're going to draw these guys up open, and if I'm picking the guy that they're going to do it more so with more design plays, I think it's going to be Luther Burden because they can leverage his yak more than they can Rome, right? Rome's more of the field breaker, open up space, clear things out for these guys underneath. And that's really what kind of Caleb Williams is through the first 3 quarters until it's time to really put our foot on the gas pedal and start looking downfield for the big plays and the opportunities, or whatever they need to start running, the trick plays and the thick sixes and all this, the random stuff, right? So it's a very methodical playbook that Ben Johnson's working out of, a lot of run game, and I feel like a lot of design plays as well. So the run plays keep Rome on the field, but at the same time, I don't see them just getting him open into space and getting him to create. I feel like that type of, again, like the best ball approach here from this wide receiver competition, you want to go with the higher upside guy in Burden who, can just create stuff himself and is going to get like those free play call designs.
I feel it. We're back on the clock. Top of ADP is Dak, but he wouldn't really stack other than Javonte. Is there a player you like?
I like Chuba, but up to you. I also like T-Law here if you want to go T-Law.
I would rather go T-Law than Chuba, not going to lie.
Yep. Go ahead.
Even unstacked, I'm fine with T-Law. I've had a big fade on Chuba, not going to lie.
Oh, okay. I still like Chuba a lot. I mean, Jonathan Brooks, we can talk him up all we want, but this guy's got to play some football. Like, I mean, some meaningful football first. And at his price now, still, I feel like it's a little expensive.
Well, Brooks just went over him. So if you want Chuba here, in the 8th, I'm more willing to pick it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I just don't understand that. Like, why Brooks is going over Chuba. Like, even if they're in a split committee, like to start, it is not going to be 50-50. Like, Chuba has a ton of success with Canales. Like, yeah, they brought in Rico, but they didn't keep Rico. They just said, hey, we got Brooks. We're going to ride it out. Honestly, I have probably as much conviction about Trevor Etienne as I do Brooks, just because of the fact if one of those guys gets hurt, there's always going to be a split backfield. They're not going to go from like, oh, Brooks hasn't played any football, let's give him now 80% because Chuba Hubbard's hurt. They wouldn't do that. They're never going to just like overload him and make him the guy. And I feel like that's what people are buying him over Chuba for. Like they're buying him more and more ahead of him because they think that he's going to like, lightning speed into RB1 territory. And I just don't see that being the process with that run game.
You mentioned Trevor Etienne and my ears perked up. I have drafted a bit of Trevor Etienne myself, but
because it's Dave Canales. Like they run the ball so much, and those guys get hurt. Like Chuba and Brooks both get hurt. So like to me it is a bet. It is a bet one way or the other. But Chuba's been the tried and true result there. It's just so hard for me to say let's take a complete unknown in Brooks. Highlight tapes are great, but injuries suck. And they also cause for re-injury issue, whatever, etc.
I was someone who chased up Jonathan Brooks off the board until it got to about pick 100. I was like, once we get to just 2 digits on the board, I feel like we're really throwing out like the injury risk with him, where like I've gotten my shares on Brooks. I've kind of stopped taking him a little bit, but I've always felt like Chuba has deserved to fall. Like, not gonna lie, I am on the opposite side of this argument where like I just don't believe in Chuba's like true upside, where like I think if they can get something out of Brooks, they will. But in terms of like who they're committed to financially, to fully fade Chuba is probably a little bit unwise. I've just been waiting for his price to fall. It's finally happening. And so now that it's in the eighth round, I'm willing to take him a little bit more. Like yesterday, I think I took him at 93 for like the first time in a while. So
great.
Increasing my Chuba shares. If Brooks is going to be this expensive, I will take some Chuba.
I will get Chuba up to 20% if this is the trend. Like if Chuba continues to fall and Brooks continues whatever, even if he just stays right here, I'm gonna be buying Hubbard. Like yeah. Time and time again.
Thank you for catching up, Meg. Appreciate that. And what's up, Kijo? How we doing? I'm gonna try and catch up with the chat real quick, but fantasy players falls for the Jets top 4 round guys every year. I mean, we've spent much higher capital on Garrett Wilson in the past. So if this is the year, it's the cheapest price to get in. So I'm willing to do it. I didn't take a ton of Garrett Wilson for a while, and the closer I looked into it, I was like, whoa, I might be missing a huge skill set. We're about to be back on the clock.
Ricky he goes.
No, I adjusted to ADP. He's
okay.
He's at 108.
Never mind. I was like, oh shit.
Would you like to get Kyler or Kyle Pitts here, or go with a receiver?
I say let's do Kyle Pitts and let's see if we can get, or actually see if the guy next to us has Addison or not.
He does not. He only has 2 receivers. Do you want Jacoby Myers, or do you want to push it?
Let's push it. Let's go Pitts and then go Murray after.
Okay.
If this gentleman will oblige and draft us a wide receiver.
I think he's going double receiver. I would assume so. With Allen, I think structurally he might be screwing himself if he doesn't. Yeah, he goes
Myers, Golden. Yep. And then Kyler's good.
Sounds good.
Yep, love it.
When I look at last year's stats with like Carson Wentz, that's where I'm like, I remind myself,
not JJ.
I can't fade these Vikings. Like even Jordan Addison's numbers with Carson Wentz.
Brother, like Jordan Addison.
13 points a game with Carson Wentz in those first 3 weeks when Wentz was the guy. Like, really? Kyler can't do what Carson Wentz was offering? So I think some people just hate him a little too much because of the memes and, his size, which is relevant. He's a bit injury prone, but like true upside with the rushing stats combined and just these weapons here. I don't love TJ Hawkinson, but at least they added Juwan Jennings. Like there's a floor there where every week they have someone to catch the ball.
Yeah, I can't stand Hawkinson. Jennings is going to throw probably at least 2 touchdowns, so keep that in mind.
There is that stack available.
Yeah, Addison going in like round 8 is crazy to me. Like his touchdown upside is that of like T. Higgins, right? Like they're in the same element. They can easily both put up double digit touchdowns, that is, with getting like 60 or 70 catches. Like it's insane. So him in the 8th is a great value coming out of that offense, and it's just the vertical. It's just the vertical offense of Minnesota, right? Like you love all these guys, especially love me some late round Damon Claiborne, because I feel like they need like elite speed out of the backfield. I still feel like that's kind of been their missing piece for this offense. Like it needs that, just for it to work at, I don't know, full efficiency or optimization.
Yeah, the skill set for Addison is just like pure best ball type of player, right? Like you want these deep shots down the field that are going to turn into those touchdowns, which lead to the 100+ yard games and
2 touchdowns
from Juwan in the same game. Are they
no from Addison? No, from Addison. I was saying.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of convinced myself that that Week 17 game against the Jets, KOC is going to open the playbook, and we're going to get a Juwan Jennings.
Let's go.
You know,
I have a good amount of Jennings. Jennings was definitely one of my top guys in pre-draft, so he's up there in BBM, but he's not like he's not in the top 10 or anything.
I liked him a lot. I just felt like the landing spot was just kind of one of the worst.
Really? I love for Vikings. I loved it.
I mean, it has some upside, but in terms of like he's the receiver 3, no doubt. Whereas like if he went to the Commanders,
oh sure,
the receiver 2, just volume wise, I felt like it kind of capped some of his upside. But talent wise, I am a believer. 9 touchdowns last year. I don't want to full fade Juwan Jennings.
No, that would be terrible for my Chig shares. So no bueno. No, thank you.
Okay.
A lot of Chig.
I think Diggs is going to go there, but
yeah, no, it sounds like it. And Diggs was just kind of always on the radar for these, these Maryland and the DC teams, obviously. So Baltimore and the Commanders were just kind of always on the menu. It seemed like.
We are 2 picks away. We got a 2-3-4-1. Is there a position you want to grab first?
Where is Strange at?
Strange?
How far is he?
I think we can wait another round. He's
okay, good.
Round.
Okay,
I would like to go C-Rod here or a running back.
I love C-Rod and I love Tyrone. I have a bunch of them, so either one is just fine.
Take your pick.
Then, let's go C-Rod just because I have a lot more. Oh wait! Damn it!
We had about 2 seconds there. So.
Yeah. The buys. That's all. It would have been better to take Tracy just because we have the 7. It's okay. We're fine.
I think we can get away with that with Javonte and Chuba perhaps, but one more click until we're on the clock here. I think we can push Strange, but do you want a Travis Hunter perhaps?
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with Travis Hunter and Strange.
Do you want to pull up Strange or go Travis?
Or Hunter? No. Go Travis Hunter. We'll wait on Strange.
You got it. Travis Hunter is my most drafted Jags receiver myself.
Break that down for me, because in this spot, like I'm okay with taking a shot, but like, break that down for me, like, because I don't draft a lot of Travis Hunter. I am a scaredy cat. Call me what you want. Defense, in my opinion, can get him hurt. Offense can get him hurt. He, to me, feels like a frail receiver. Like he makes some plays here and there, but he doesn't seem strong on the ball. Does that sound crazy?
I think there are some very legitimate concerns, but for me, it's a matter of price and like true upside. Where I had him on my redraft PPR team last year and just like stashed him on the bench, and I watched that Rams game in London so vividly, and that 20-point game is just like singed into my mind. And like Parker Washington didn't really like explode until Travis Hunter got hurt. It wasn't just correlated with BTJ's injury; it was like very specifically with Travis Hunter going down. I don't love that they traded for Jacoby Myers, but I think he has a retradable contract if they chose to do that. I don't think it would be insane. I think it's such a crowded offense where I want the cheaper options and I just want a piece of the Jags where like the outs for Travis Hunter have 3 different injuries that could happen and prop him up instantly. And like I think once he gets on the field and there is that 20-pointer like we saw against the Rams last year, it's hard to put the genie back in the bottle. Like there's so much invested in this guy. His college numbers were really impressive. And like, I think he, from a ceiling standpoint, he could be their most talented receiver. Like I do kind of believe that is possible. I wouldn't expect that to deliver this year, but I think he's 1 injury away from being a very good spike week type of guy. And I just don't see that many guys moving forward that can hit 20 points the way I think he can. So I get the risk, but with Trevor Lawrence, I want a piece. And it's not like I have like 30% Travis Hunter. I got like 12% Travis Hunter. I have about 12% BTJ. And then I'm sitting at 9% Parker Washington. And then about like 6.5%, 7% Jacoby. So it's not like crazy, but it's the cheapest one. And I do see the upside.
I go with a lot of Strange.
Okay.
He like who else were we talking about before?
He does go here at 149, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking to get him if as long as he's here for us. Oh, and there he goes. He just went.
Yeah, he's
Lovely.
usually that 13th, 14th round type of turn, but Bear Muller took him a little early.
Oh, good.
Pearsall's still here.
Oh, is he? Oh, are you sure he's available? Love Juwan or Sadiq here.
Okay. I would rather go Juwan. I'm not in on multiple Jets personally.
Oh, I meant Johnson. Sorry, Juwan Johnson.
Yeah, the Juwan and Jowan.
I get it. Very, very topical. Very topical.
Juwan Johnson?
Yes, please.
I take a lot of Juwan Johnson.
My Jaguars exposure, Brenton Strange is up top. He's 18%. Okay. Brian Thomas, I'm a big believer still. T-Law, C-Rod, or T-Law was at 11%, C-Rod at 10%, Parker at 8%, Jacoby at 6%, Tootin at 6%. I have no Hunter in BBM.
Nice.
No,
it's a fair player to fade. It's a player fair to, like, if he burns you, like I think taking the stance like so be it is totally fine. But we're back here on the clock. We don't need to go with double Juwan.
No, I actually like Algier here. Algier's been a big guy that I've been buying as well.
Okay. Not afraid of the ghost of James Conner?
I am not, actually. We were talking about first team reps before we got on. Tyler Algier's taking all the first team reps.
Okay.
That is awesome.
Based on the contract, that's what they should be doing.
That's amazing. Please do that, the Cardinals. Oh my God. He's like number 4 or number 3 on my exposure list. So yeah, I have a lot of Tyler Algier.
Here, give me 1 second.
I did like Trey Tucker there too. I just like his environment and his like path to being the number 1 guy with the Raiders. I still like him the most out of that group. He would have been another pick there. That's solid.
Yeah, I do like Trey Tucker as well.
And I think they have a pretty decent playoff schedule. The Raiders don't come to mind, but I'm pretty sure they're in a dome at least a few times. The big dome ones that I really target are the Cowboys and the Cardinals. I can't remember what the Raiders' playoff schedule is for some reason.
I know they're hosting the Cardinals in the final week.
Okay, so that's one of their double domes.
They are in week 15. They're hosting the Broncos, and then in week 16 they're hosting the Titans. That Titans game should be great.
So yeah, they have all domes as well then.
Yeah, they're actually at Arizona in the final week, but that's
dome.
Well, yeah.
Dome.
Dome, sweet dome.
Yeah, and the more and more that they come, they just won't stop. The data centers of the NFL, if you will.
Let's not get me started. Are you pro AI or anti AI?
No, I don't. I'm pro moderacy of everything.
Okay.
It's nice and blunt, not crazy and blunt.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, to have moderation with everything, you want to live a little bit, but to go extreme in any singular direction is usually
I love the concept of having to do exercise for like social media. Like, have you seen? I don't actually do this, but I love the idea. Like, you give your kids like these apps where it's like your phone is locked if you don't do like 50 push-ups or something. Like, you got to touch grass, kid. This thing's got a location finder. Okay, it's gonna know that you played outside. All right.
How many steps have you gotten today?
Yeah, exactly. You want Instagram? You better show me 5,000 steps, kid. Like,
do you have children of your own? Do you
yeah.
This strategy?
No, I'm not gonna do anything like that. I just think it's a fun idea. I have a 3-year-old daughter and a newborn son, so wheels up over here. We're don't sleep, but we're high in the sky. feels good.
The other type of high.
Yeah, it's work, but it's awesome. It's amazing.
So we'll be on the clock in a few picks. I want to give you a little extra time here. Juwan Jennings is falling. He's the top ADP.
Yeah, I would take him there. It's a great fall.
If he's unavailable, is there another player you would like? He does get sniped.
Dulcich is getting so much gas. He's getting so much gas.
Are you in?
I'm not against it. I don't have a ton. I have way more Gunnar Helm. I'm trying to think here.
I will say we have only 2 quarterbacks. Are you interested in the third, or you want a 2 quarterback build?
We kind of already missed out on Geno. I don't think, like, I don't think there's a point. I think we're good here.
I'm happy with that.
I'm good with Dulcich or Malik Washington here.
I think I'd rather go Dulcich.
Knock it out. Knock it out.
I think in Miami, that's my preference. I'm kind of opposed to Malik Washington. I'll be honest.
They're all. I mean, they're just all cheap. I tell anybody, like, if you get draft Bills, get Dolphins. That's it, and just get them cheap. Don't overpay. That's all. You don't need to pull them up the board.
I think here I'd like to go receiver for sure.
Do you like? I like Zachariah Branch, or at least the idea of him. If there's a pick here that's like a scroll pick, it would be Wicks to me.
Anything on Keenan in your opinion?
No, we already drafted Keenan together. Stop it.
We can take Branch then. Keenan's not going to make it back. Watch Keenan not be there in the next round.
That's okay. We did that already.
Yeah, we've already done it.
All right, you and I, we've gone into some risky pools here, so I think we're okay.
Okay,
we're okay.
I respect you keeping me off the plank. It's there's a lot of history there, but it's round 17, so it's get your guy season.
No, exactly. No, you have to. Like this guy getting Calvin Ridley here. Like Calvin Ridley is getting gas as well. Like this is wild. I can't stand Calvin Ridley in that offense. I just don't think it's going to work.
The only thought process for me on Ridley is the trade scenario and that mystery. But like to bet on that is pretty wild. I'd rather bet on that with Jerry.
That's like
Jeudy, even that.
That's like LaShawn McCoy getting traded to the Chiefs, like the week before, like days before the season starts. Some crazy stuff like that. Like,
you can't predict it.
Yeah, no, I just don't see it happening either. I think he's just going to be, it's like early retirement, like what Alvin Kamara looked like last year. Like Alvin Kamara may be okay this year. He might bounce back and play better, but last year he looked like he was showing up, collecting the check, getting out of there.
Yeah. Ridley was brutal. I had a trade between Kamara and Ridley in my PPR league week 1. I got rid of Kamara for Ridley and some fab.
Wow.
And
boy, nice.
As bad as the Ridley acquisition was, I wasn't upset that I didn't have Kamara anymore. It seemed like
pretty even trade. Yeah, pretty even trade.
Yeah, very even trade.
Fair stuff. I always like when that happens. I'm not opposed to that.
It seems like the fantasy gods let it happen for a reason,
fuck those guys.
You think you know what you're doing? It's an exactly fair swap.
Those guys are brutal. There was one year when I was running my own podcast, my own channel. We had a shave your head bet. So it was who was it? It was Parker. Was it not Parker Washington? Who's that receiver for the Dolphins? Parker. Oh my gosh, it's gonna drive me crazy. Receiver. Devontae Parker versus DJ Chark. That's what it was. I had DJ Chark, and the other guy had Devontae Parker, and it was literally down to the last game of the season, and I had a lead. It was for receiving yards for the total season, and I had a lead the entire year. They were both playing enough games for our little rules that we had. Mm-hmm. And yep, DJ Chark was in a lead, and Devontae Parker just had some crazy weeks. I think at that time it was week 17. So yeah, it was absolutely brutal. And yeah, I had to shave my head live on stream. It was awesome.
I would never sign up for one of those. But Keenan's still here. Where would you like to go though? I
can't see the full board because my face is in the way.
Oh shit. My bad.
Not Jordan James.
Crap.
I like Tyquan Thornton here. Or go Mooney first. Too late. Okay, yeah. Never mind. I didn't see Mooney in time.
At least I didn't force Keenan onto your plate, but we'll be back on the clock in two picks. If you want to go Mooney as the receiver 8, I'm fine with that. We could also get another running back if you want, but
if you want to get more involved with KC, I'm good with Emmett. But that is still a crowded area too with Amari DeMarcado, some other guys there.
I have so much Emmett already in
the Mooney
draft. I've kind of stopped.
Then just go Mooney.
Okay.
He might take him though.
Are there any scroll downs you like down here?
Keep going.
I've talked myself into Kalen Black is a pretty good pick right now.
Well, yeah, Jordan James literally just got hurt. Christian Kirk, if you want to.
Nah, he's hurt too. He's already hurt.
He's not season ending. Okay.
No, but still.
I know.
I'm heavy Debo right now.
What's that?
We're on the clock. I'd rather go Debo at just a massive rate. if I'm playing the Niners. But
Go ahead.
do you want Mooney or?
Take Mooney.
Let's do it. I like that we have the rookie with Branch, the riskiness with Hunter, but still 8, and like the top 4, the receiver room is still very fun. I like the Taekwon pick a lot. With no one really talks about the fact that Hollywood Brown isn't there anymore, and like even though Taekwon didn't have many explosive weeks without like Xavier Worthy missing, it's still like there was a decent amount of volume to Hollywood, and that just pretty clearly goes to Taekwon, and he still has the same explosiveness. But any interest in Cyrus Allen?
I've cleared the board picking him up in Dynasty, so
okay.
I haven't grabbed him in best ball yet. I guess that was probably like a question to bring up, because like literally as soon as we picked him, I was like, oh wait, maybe we should have gone Allen, just because everybody else, like just where Taekwon's at, like you don't have Allen on the board, and he's just making so much movement at camp. Like he's the standout at Chiefs camp, per all the beat reporters. Like he is it. He is the star of Chiefs camp right now.
Sounds that way, but still the rookie. I'm willing to still click Taekwon with some.
Oh no, like Taekwon's per touch production, like he's Tez Johnson on the Chiefs. Like he's just that big play guy. And if you look how well he performed when Rashee Rice was out, like he was a real threat in their offense, and they need that vertical threat. Like that's not Rashee Rice. Maybe that could be Cyrus Allen, but that's not it. And Xavier Worthy, talk about someone frail on the ball who's weak on the football. That's somebody else that I just don't trust. Kind of similar to Hunter. I have more Worthy, but not a ton. It's more just because I draft a lot of Mahomes because his price is so damn cheap. But no, Thornton is definitely going to be a gadget guy in that offense, like a pure best ball type of play, right? Like getting him in 17, 18, whatever, is a very clean pull for me. I think he at least clears like 120, 130 points this year. May not be bonkers, but that type of value that late, like you just need him to spike for you a few times. That's it.
Yeah, round 17, 18, it's so free. And like historically, we've punched up the Chiefs receivers like crazy. Like remember when Sky Moore was like pick 125?
Oh,
like
God.
The level of confidence we've given the Chiefs depth chart at receiver just doesn't apply this season for whatever reason. And
that's fine, especially if you draft Josh Allen, especially if you draft him, because you don't have to pay up right away, like you do for Joe Burrow, right? Like if you want to get a Joe Burrow stack, you got to be on it. You got to nuance the situation, be early with Burrow if you have Chase, whatever. Like Josh Allen, like the guy behind us, he still took Shakir. He just let him fall into his lap. That's fine, right? But don't let him have DJ as a second.
Kincaid is my favorite stack with Allen, but I'd much rather have DJ Moore as well.
Another guy that like the per touch efficiency is just top of the chart, right? For Kincaid versus tight ends. So he just needs to multiply that against health. That's it. Like he just needs to stay on the field.
Well, we got a 2583. Do you want to lead the team review on this one? Tell the people
what
we got.
So we're looking at Trevor Lawrence and Kyler Murray, Amarian Hampton, Javonte Williams, Chuba Hubbard, Chris Rodriguez, Tyler Algier, Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Travis Hunter, Zachariah Branch, Thornton, and Mooney. Got some speed out that back end. Pitts, Juwan Johnson, and Greg Dulcich. Very nice. Classic 2583.
I like our tight end room. I feel like the bring back with Pitts and Juwan Johnson could be fun as well.
Yep.
But I've definitely been talking myself into Pitts just being like totally worth his price and like not worth fading, not necessarily worth reaching on, but like when he's there and you don't have tight end, it's just a very valid pick. There's really nothing with it.
We have some solid bringbacks because we have the Atlanta, New Orleans, got like 3 guys there. You got
Minnesota and the Giants, and then the Jets.
And Miami and the Bills as well. We have DJ Moore, Dulcich. That's pretty nice. I like that.
We got the Chiefs and Chargers, Taekwon Hampton.
Yeah, exactly. Well. So there's a good amount built there. I'm happy with that.
I also, for the sake of Week 17. I'm pretty convinced that Chris Rodriguez is getting a revenge game touchdown, if not 2. So
sure,
I also like that.
Love it. I have more Rodriguez than I do Tootin. I probably don't have enough of both of them. I really like I went out of my way to get Tootin in all my startups for Dynasty this year. Like I really do believe in him. He's just very sexy pick. Everyone wants him. At least in my drafts. he goes early, or I'm just not at his ADP. I don't pull him up. I don't feel the necessity to. It's not something that I do often, like just overpay for guys. Debo is somebody that I would pay 10 picks for Debo at any point, because I knew this was going to happen, like we all did. But those earlier guys, like, just doesn't happen as often, just doesn't happen. So if they don't fall to me, or I'm just not in the right ADP slot, like sometimes I just won't get my guys. It's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes the board does dictate who you're able to get, but
gotta have rules.
Gotta
have rules.
We got A-Rod almost got DJ and Kincaid stacked with Allen the Frenchie this afternoon. Kincaid went one pick before me. Yeah, I'd be a bit miffed as well. I'd be shocked if someone got into this lobby with us. Yeah, I was hopeful. Not gonna lie, we have a minor time constraint with Bruni. We wanted to play a game, so I'm glad I don't have to do.
We have time.
Team reviews, honestly, but we got the time for it.
Yeah, we got time for sure. Yeah,
let's do it. This is the first time I'm bringing in all these graphics, so here it is. We do win-loss picks on this channel throughout the season. When I have guests, I try to get this going, and I've always wanted to have it more interactive and, visually see the wins and the losses. So you picked the Chicago Bears, your Chicago Bears.
Had to.
Let it rip, my friend. I'll set you up.
Look at all these dubs. Oh my God, let's go.
Sunday, week 1 at the Panthers. A revision of that DJ Moore trade, the Bryce Young revenge spot.
Bryce Young's revenge. Yeah, his revenge.
Are you scared at all?
No, I'm not scared. Bears dub. Smoke him if you got him.
Let's go. 1-0 to start off week 2 versus the Vikings on Sunday.
Bring me another one. Bring me another dub. 2-0.
I have to click it. There we go.
There you go. There it is.
There we go. Week 3. Monday Night Football on ABC. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are calling this one home to the Eagles.
Fuck Joe Buck. Throw up another dub.
Let's get it. 3-0. Home to the Jets.
Let's keep eating. Let's keep eating.
What a shocker.
Let's keep eating.
4-0. Week 5 at the Packers.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Throw them a loss.
You're gonna give
I'm gonna give them a loss. Wow. They ran 4. Let's be practical. Here.
You think the Jets hangover is gonna get to them or something? Is that what it is?
Whatever it is, we're gonna lose on the road to the Packers.
All right.
Week 5.
All right.
Ashamed to do it, but we're not gonna run them 5 in a row. I'm not gonna do that to Caleb. That's
at least
a little pressure.
You won't be accused of being biased with at least a Packers loss. So I imagine we're looking at a 16-1 record, but week 6
we're getting there. We're working on it. Let's go ahead and roll the Falcons. Go ahead and roll them with a dub.
You got it. Our 5th dub is in week 6. We got 3 more games till the bye. Then we'll reassess how we're feeling. We'll adjust the record. But we're heading to week 7 versus the Patriots. This is a Thursday night game after traveling home. Are you at all worried about Drake May coming into town?
Absolutely. Throw up a loss.
All right. We are looking at a second loss this season. Drake May was drafted right behind Caleb. So, the 1 versus 3 in that draft class, an interesting matchup. Definitely primetime worthy. But following that loss, Monday they get an extra day to prep, not just the mini bye, but an extra day after that.
Yep.
At the Seahawks, reigning Super Bowl champions.
They're going to lose. Go ahead.
3rd loss on the season.
Yep.
Road to the I will say the Seahawks have been better on the road than at home lately. I would have thought you would take them to win here, but 2 L's in a row. That's interesting. Can you explain this losing streak before we move on?
I mean, just where I see us being outweighted. Like I know for sure, like if we had beat the Rams and we went on to play the Seahawks, it wasn't going to be pretty. I still think their defense is well equipped enough to handle us in the first half of the season. Because mind you, we're going in here. What is that? 5-3 right now. 5-3.
Mm-hmm. Sunday Night Football versus Baker Mayfield at home.
Yeah, lights are bright. Give Caleb the dub. That's a win.
Let's go. Heisman winners or did Caleb? Yeah, Caleb won the Heisman.
Yep.
I remember he didn't win it his junior year before he declared. So sometimes I forget that. But all right, let's address this this record. We are sitting at 6-3.
Yep. 6-3 at the bye.
At the bye, little breather for us as well. A little quick intermission. Is there one game that you're like really worried about this in terms of the wins that you picked?
I actually feel like really confident in these picks.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I really, no, like knowing the Bears, like I can see them spoiling one on the road, against the Packers. The Patriots, it would be like that Thursday night type of, issues, the inefficiencies that can happen on a short week. Caleb making some bad throws. Definitely Caleb making bad throws in Seattle. I don't even know if he's played there yet. So him just playing in a new, really loud stadium on the road. It's Monday Night Football, but I see him not performing well in that game. That's back-to-back primetime losses. And then Sunday night, another primetime game bounces back from those. And again, the defenses that we're beating, we beat the Eagles last year, Vikings, Panthers aren't special. Falcons and Bucks certainly are not special on defense. The Packers, Patriots, and Seahawks, those are the three best defenses so far. So that's essentially why we've given them some L's there.
All right. Well, post-bye, we get a home game versus the Saints. Is this an easy dub?
Death, taxes, and Ben Johnson after the bye. Let's ride. Give me a dub.
Vamonos. We're then playing on Thanksgiving at the Lions. Ben Johnson revenge game.
Nope, that's a loss. That's a loss in Detroit. This team scored 50 points on us last year. Like, let's not play around. Like the Lions are still damn good. We're gonna lose that game on the road Thursday night. Again, not fun. Or Thursday, whatever, afternoon.
Reasonable.
Stupid ass.
Reasonable take. We got 6 games down the stretch, or the final third of the season.
Yep.
Sunday versus the Jaguars in the morning. How you feeling?
We'll go with another loss there.
Okay, so multiple losing streaks. I would not have expected this, honestly, but
we're good.
Okay, we're looking at 7-5.
Yep.
We got 5 games left. Are you worried about the Dolphins on the road?
No, we're clearing the Dolphins. That's a dub. Go ahead and put that on there. Okay.
That one's easy, right?
Yep.
And then it sets up Saturday night primetime game.
Ball playoffs. Best ball playoffs. Dub on the road against Josh Allen. Let's go. Getting that one. This is like the I'm here. I'm the new QB1 game. This is when it's time to cook.
I like that. And then another primetime game Friday.
Dub. Eat it.
Not getting swept this year?
Nope. No swept. That's a split. They win their home. We win their home. Or we win our home, excuse me. But we're winning ours at the close of the season. And our Bears are putting up numbers in the best ball playoffs. Let's go. Let's go.
I like it. And with a Friday game, they get a little extra time to prepare for week 17. Maybe an even juicier matchup in terms of best ball upside. Home to the Lions. Hopefully weather's not a factor, but do you still see the Lions having dominance?
Dub Bears. Dub Bears.
Breaking the trend.
Dub Bears.
I like the split with the Packers, split with the Lions. Are they going to sweep the Vikings, though? This game's going to
They are sweeping the Vikings. Run it out. So we start essentially, 5-1, and we end 5-1.
So with that, we got 12 wins, 5 losses. Let me finalize our record prediction. 12-5 for your Chicago Bears. I respect it. Do you think this is enough to win the division?
I do. I don't see any one of these teams being able, I don't see the Packers running away from the Lions or the Lions versus them or us even. It's a very competitive division. I think it definitely could be like a 12-5, 11-6, 10-7, for any three of those top 3 teams. I do see the Vikings still at the bottom, but I think that they could still play spoiler enough to be like an 8-9 team, go on some bad runs, but be enough to be like a 500 club or close to that at the end of the season, like an 8-9 or a 7-10 type of season out of them.
I think 11-6 is like the lowest projection I'd give the Bears. But I will say that when I look at the Lions schedule and their 4th place schedule, I could see them go 13-4, if not even 14-3. They went 15-2 a few years ago. I do think the Lions have a bit of an advantage in terms of easy schedule, but it's really just between those 2 teams. I think the Packers are losing the division this year, and I think the Vikings have a shot to be that 7 seed. But last year, like they were 9-8 with JJ McCarthy for the most part. So if we do trust Kyler, then
the
I see them
Packers
as a problem. But I
yeah
still think the Bears or the Lions win the division.
the Packers are just always a problem in the regular season. Matt LaFleur is a good coach still. I'll respect that on his resume, reputation, whatever. So he's an incredible in-season coach. Like in the playoffs, he's a complete ass. But when it comes to the grind of those first 18 weeks, I mean, LaFleur is on his game. He is one of the top coaches in the league still, and his in-season record does show that. So I think that they're just still they're a chess piece on the board. Like they're just always live. So to me, I would power rank them Bears, Lions, Packers, Vikings, but I still see like the Packers and the Lions having similar potential outcomes as well as the Bears. Like, fuck, we have 3 12-5 teams for all I know. Could happen.
Yeah, no, it's going to be tight. Like the winner of that division is not going to get out easy, but those fourth place matchups might help the Lions just a tiny bit.
So yeah, we'll have a hot start and a hot finish, and we'll be middled with the up and downs of the season. Oh, we started off so hot and then we cooled off and now we got hot to close the season. That's the Bears.
Yeah, of all the games that you like picked for losses, like the only other ones I think could maybe have, like maybe the Vikings give them trouble, but I think I agree with you. I think they sweep the Vikings. Maybe the Eagles, but I think Ben Johnson can figure it out. And then that Bills game will be interesting, but I'm not as high on the Bills this year.
Dead birds. Eagles, dead birds. We beat the Eagles last year, and I know that we lost DJ, but like, I mean, we're bringing back a very similar offense. This was a team that we were able to keep under control. Obviously, like the Eagles' offense, it's going to be improved this year, at least in my opinion, under Sean Mannion, offensive coordinator. I think he's going to take things a step forward, and I think kind of going back to that Mekhi Lemon conversation, that's why he's at a discount, because there isn't really a strong urgency to go out and buy weapons from that offense, other than apparently Barkley and Smith, who go really close to together here. The only other ones I think are probably the Bills, right? Like that's the only other one. I'm pretty confident in those losses. Like whether the first Packers loss or win, whatever. I think they split Lions, Packers, whichever way. And then like Jaguars, they have a very, very good defense still. The Bills, they don't really scare me on defense. The offense is what we would be really worried about. Like our defense isn't amazing, but we did lead the league last year in takeaways from a pretty average defense, in my opinion. Like we constantly had guys out of the lineup. Jalen Johnson, TJ Edwards. Our defensive line was constantly in and out, hurt, trying to figure out like who we can just plug in there. And so for us to go as far as we did last year with just constantly plugging in random linebackers, getting Nashawn Wright in the defensive backfield off the bench, like just getting his production was amazing. So like we were just plugging away as we went on defense, and we were still able to be efficient, make the big stops. Like, brother, they couldn't, like Matthew Stafford could not throw the ball. He's the MVP last year, and he could not throw the ball in that playoff game in Chicago. Like they wouldn't let him.
The weather advantage, I think as long as they make the playoffs and they have some home games, I think they're going to be in strong contention for years to come because of the weather advantage, especially. Like Caleb's ball rips through the Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Of all the quarterbacks to have in Chicago, it feels like at this moment in time, like maybe Herbert can throw it a little harder, but not necessarily. Caleb has the arm to cut through that wind.
I think the first thing I ever heard Ben Johnson ever say about Caleb Williams was, and this is when he was with the Lions and, playing against Caleb, he said he could hear the whistle of his throw. Like
the laces,
just like a freaking Nerf ball, like when you're a kid, how the Nerf ball used to whistle. He says like that. He called it Caleb the penny whistle from his pass. I was like, oh my God, like that's that's some coach talk. That he doesn't even work there yet. He doesn't even work there yet, dude. And he's just talking this kid up. So like it seemed like it was always going to be like a match to come. I mean, I wish it just happened damn sooner. Ben wanted to stay around and try to make it happen with Detroit. Fool's gold.
At least Eberflus is gone. At least
don't even get me started. Don't get me started. Like, I mean, at least like there are years of like Bears history burned away. Like, I mean, my God, I've everyone always asked, like, how'd you end up a Bears fan? Like 85 Bears poster. You're born and then it's right there for the rest of your foreseeable future. That'll do it.
Saying, is that a Skip Barber Racing School sticker on your fridge?
No, that is that's Fanspeak. So that's the Fanspeak logo, OG, and then Andrew, my co-host, Meg, Steve, and then those were two other guys that worked with us at Fanspeak last year.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so no, just throwing up some love for the team on the old fridge. You used to have Iron Man up there too. I think I mean the original Superman's there, but at one point I put like a little Iron Man right there or something like that. My own little flavor.
K-Space coming in with a question. Do you have time for another draft?
No, I do have to head out. So I appreciate you. This was awesome.
Before you go, thanks for coming in. And we got the link to the Fanspeak Network as well as the Fantasy Six Pack in terms of the description down below. I also linked your Twitter page.
Thank you.
Want to follow you there, and let people know if there's any other place to find you. I kind of just copied what was on your Twitter profile.
No, that's absolutely perfect. I really appreciate that, and appreciate you and your viewers following along with us tonight. No, you can find me on Twitter at bestballbruni. I write articles for the Fantasy Six Pack, so that link in the description will just bring you right to my work there. And then you can catch me over at Fanspeak every Monday and Wednesday. That'll be shifting to Wednesday and Friday as the NFL season starts. So drafting on Monday nights with my co-host Andrew, and then on Wednesday nights we do Best Ball Jeopardy, and that'll be through the end of the summer and into the start of the season, and then we'll transition to daily drafts. Doing the battle royales on Wednesday nights, and we'll be doing DGen Dads, the original DGen Dads, on Friday night, where we're getting all of our best bets, our ATS, our money line, dogs, picks, everything that you're going to need for profiting up on the go, because best ball takes a long time to get paid out. So we'll be over there ready to make you some money every week in the NFL. So we'll definitely have to get you over there too, get some picks in. I don't know. Do you play the over-unders? You play the market?
On every Thursday, I go live with a start-sit segment for that Thursday night game. I feel like if you get Thursday starts wrong in your lineup or like right, like it really sets the tone for how you feel on the weekend. Like,
oh yeah,
shit. Not only did I get a -2 on the defense, but I just faced off DJ Moore, who dropped 50. Like, my week is done. You want to avoid that scenario, or at least be on the right side of it. So I do go live on Thursday and set that, and I also give a 5-pick pick'em for that specific game as well. So I do a few of them, but I've been thinking about maybe expanding a little bit. So if you'd love to have me on, I'd be happy.
Yeah. No, we'll definitely get to that for sure during the season. We typically have like a lineup of guests that we'll go through from week to week. So we'd definitely be glad to have you back and talk some ball on the go.
Sounds good.
All right, awesome, brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you for coming, man. I really look forward to our Best Ball Jeopardy Round 2 game, and good luck hosting and getting all that stuff done. And good luck with your family, your newborn and your 3-year-old. Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of work with having them, balancing all this, but kind of, it's all worth it, going both ways. So we really appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll see you next time.
Right. Take care, brother. Be well.
Later. All right. Looks like we're solo for the rest of the draft. We're going to do at least one more, maybe a couple if I have time. But thank y'all for watching that draft with Bruni. Fun interview. Good to get to know him and draft some teams. Love his takes on the Chicago Bears. Like to get a new team in the win-loss pick game. And let me know your thoughts on the graphics on that first time debuting that segment. So would love a little bit of feedback, but felt like that went pretty well. And thank y'all for sticking with us. We're gonna draft again. Let me get situated here real quick. I think if we just get rid of that, yeah, there we go. All right. So I'll label this team real quick with Bruni, and then we'll hop into a draft. Let me know what you guys are in. If there's a preference, I know there was a few contests that dropped today. I'm using StreamYard, so setting up a poll is not the same, and I might just override y'all's decisions. But if y'all have any preference on the draft we're going to be doing later, let me know. But let me label this draft BBM number 24. Today was July 31st with Bruni. Let's go. That team was fun. We had a T-Law and Kyler Murray bet. We also had Hampton on it, so love it. Javonte, Chuba Hubbard, Chris Rodriguez, and Tyler Algier. The Chuba pick, not going to lie, a little tough, but, for the sake of mixing up my exposures it's good to be different. And I also don't want to completely neglect him. I've kind of told myself once Chuba goes behind Brooks, I'll start taking Chuba. And it did happen in that lobby. So I didn't mind it. The Javonte click as well really pieces this running back room together. And then the Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson combo, elite talents, DJ Moore and Rome Odunze, really high floor with those picks. The ceiling on Hunter that stacks. Branch, Tyquan Thornton, and Darnell Mooney. Perhaps maybe taking Strange over Hunter. Maybe that would have been nice, but I think our receiver room comes together nicely. And then our tight end room is still pretty fucking goated. Always good to have Kyle Pitts on the tight end room and Juwan Johnson. This team is fun. I like this team. We have a shot. The T-Law stack maybe could be a little bit more robust. That's kind of the only criticism I have, but I love his playoff schedule. The Commanders matchup in the final week is goated. And then Kyler also has an elite playoff schedule. So I'm totally fine with our quarterback room. I think if we do advance in the playoffs, our quarterbacks can be top 10, if not top 5, any given week. The Jags get week 15. The Jags are at Houston, not ideal, but the Vikings are hosting Detroit. That's going to be sweet for Kyler. Week 16, the Jags are at Dallas, so that'll be lit. The Vikings, though, are against Washington at home, so both are viable. And then in week 17, while Kyler is at the Jets, maybe he comes off the field early, T-Law is hosting the Commanders, like I mentioned. So some really good playoff matchups with these quarterbacks. That I love a lot. Good stack with Jefferson, as always. So that team was fun. I like that team. But we're going to be moving on. Let's stay in the NFL pod. And, Corgi? The single entry Corgi? Excuse me. Didn't even smoke and my throat is dry, but appreciate that, Pepper Tony. You know what? I'm down. Let's do the Corgi. Single entry, $5. We will give you guys a countdown. And this one is a 2 out of 12, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 5. What's the payout structure, though? $25K to first. I think you have to make the final to get anything. 75 people in the final. 1 out of 10, 1 out of 5. So reasonable to get there. But if you don't make the final, you get nothing. For $5, though, to min cash $250 is not bad. And then it's a pretty quick ramp up, actually. Like, you double it if you finish in the top 50. Top 20, it's up to $750. Okay, so only top 10 is where, like, real money is made. But if we finish anywhere between 21st and 50th in this tournament, $500 off $5, pretty fucking good. So obviously we're shooting for 25, but even second gets 15, third gets 10. That's pretty sweet. That's first prize in the mini schnauzer. So yeah, I'm down for it. I'm down for the Corgi. If you guys have that single entry available, go ahead and join me. But the night's been good, Kenny. We had a good time with Bruni. Very fun interview and draft, and then some fun win-loss picks as well in Chicago. But Pepper Tony says, "Smoke weed now." I will not bow down to the peer pressure. I will smoke weed, but not right now. Not this instant. I'm gonna hop into the Corgi first, and then when we're waiting for our draft pick, we will enter. We will pack the bowl and smoke some weed. So a quick little countdown. We did not do it on the first draft for BBM, but the $5 Corgi, y'all are gonna get the countdown. So if you're ready, I hope you are. We're drafting the Corgi in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lego. Confirming. And damn, you may have hit the pre-fill. But serves me right. I didn't give a countdown for the BBM, and we got a new pod, 11 spots available when we enter this one. So if you guys want it, you definitely have a chance. Don't pretend like you did not have a chance to enter into this Corgi. The Corgi's got the badonkadonk, and your ass is fried. But one more person, and then we'll get our pick. Let me pack a bowl, because now that I don't need to be as professional without a guest, I can definitely just light it up without hesitation. But looks like Albie's in this one. Looks like Albie's in here. Peter did hit the pre-flow, but he's accepting his fate, not upset with the 101. I get pick 11, just like our last draft with Bruni. I'm chill with pick 11. And yo, we got Pepper Tony in here, the moderator in the house. Especially if you're drafting with us, Pepper Tony, I will smoke weed now. I will do it. But let's shout out everyone in this lobby. We got Jet Doggy, Spurs G in here. What's up, Anthony? Vesuvius at pick 3. That's a cool name. Big Sploosh with triple O's. Forey Wayne in the house. Yo, what's up, Forey? How we doing? I noticed you were watching earlier. If I had to guess, we're basically like at least 10 out of 12 are friends and family. But B Diddy Motor City has been drafting with us a few days in a row. Good to see you at the pick 6. Pepper Tony has the 7 slot. Albie pulled the 108, one of my favorite picks on the board. And then Respect the Steam has pick 9. Sanka right next to me at pick 10. And then Jimmy Crack Corn, and I don't care, at pick 12. Jimmy Crack Corn, and I don't care. This draft is underway. Good luck, gentlemen. Hope the best man wins, and hopefully somebody out of this pod does make the final. There's going to be 2 people that advance to the playoffs, but to make the final means you actually make money. Otherwise, you're losing that $5. So good luck, everyone. Let's make the final, shall we? That's what we're trying to do. But can I zoom in one more? I think so. Yeah, it does fit. There it is. Yeah, the board is filling up the whole screen. There we go. But yeah, let me know if you guys enjoyed that win-loss pick graphic. That was fun to make, and I think it does the job pretty well. Maybe the background could be a little bit more lively, but he gave me the Bears, so I was going to stick with the blue and orange theme for sure, at least to debut it. Nothing too fancy, but I don't mind what we put together there. But joined the last spot in the draft before. Didn't realize it was max 1 entry. Good luck, Kenny. Yeah, you only have 1 chance in the Corgi. Only 1 scenario where we get it done. But, oh no, someone on the internet doesn't like my personal preferences. Oh no. I sometimes get a little faded and wanna chill out. On occasion, the indica will really rock me into the couch if I go like 30+% THC. But in general, I would disagree. I feel like I do some of my best work on weed, some of my best editing. When I have certain tasks, I feel like weed really helps me. And at least when it comes to trying to be an entertainer on the live stream, I do feel like sometimes it gets a little extra fun. But we miss out on all the receivers, and that's okay. I'm going to go Genty. We're going to have some fun. I will take Genty here, and we'll probably just double tap the running back position. Keep it simple. But Jack Dog, first draft with you. Welcome in, brother. Welcome in. I am on the board, and we'll stick with one of my favorite starts altogether. Betting on both year 2 running backs to break out. Genty Hampton, let's go. Let's go. But the weed may be slow to the punch. Good luck, Kenny. You are not in this lobby, but maybe some better EV perhaps without the blunt rotation in here. But Anthony just joined. Welcome in. Saw you were on, and I was watching WNBA. Good to see. Are you watching Caitlin Clark, or which WNBA team are you watching the most, Anthony? I can't imagine San Antonio has a team, but I will say I'm not like fully versed in those WNBA teams. I don't know exactly how many. I feel like they have like 15 teams. I could be wrong, but Paige Buchers, Pepper Tony's GOAT. Kenny saying Clark carries the league. It has gotten a bit more popular since she joined it, that's for sure. But it takes more than just one person. All those hard fouls, she can't foul herself. Somebody else has to hit her hard. But all right, so far This draft is a little bit interesting. Bowers went 15 in this one. Chase Brown at 16. A.J. Brown went to Albie. He went with RB receiver, not afraid to stay balanced. Pepper Tony got Henry at pick 18. He got his Ravens GOAT. B. Diddy got Walker with JSN. That's always nice. And then despite Forey Wayne taking CMC at pick 5, he's still got a running back at 20. That doesn't always happen. The CMC H-An start feels pretty solid. But interesting. We got Breece Hall at pick 23. Don't see that too often. Anthony Spurs G is getting his guys. I don't like taking Breece Hall myself. So that's interesting. But get your guys season. It is the time. And then Vesuvius goes Neighbors. That triple receiver start can be tough, but to go Jamar Chase, London, and Neighbors, that's got to feel pretty good, actually. Might be wise to move off of that position for a bit, but so far, that has to feel pretty good. I'm going to take a rip from the pipe. As promised, we will be smoking weed now that the bowl is packed. Where's the drop? It's different on StreamYard. Here it is. That one was a good pull. A lot of smoke on that one. That one was satisfying. But we're alone. We can also bring in the music now. I also have music here on StreamYard. I kind of forgot about it. But yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna bring the volume down a little bit, but there we go. Okay, I think we're back. I think I have no idea if we lagged the whole time there or not. And then my draft is also like, I don't know what's going on here. Shit. Of all the times to lag, we are on the clock. We took, damn it. T. Higgins is still here. Almost went on auto pick for 2 in a row. Getting Travis there, maybe not ideal, but a fine click in the 4th, and I would have taken T. Higgins anyways in the 3rd. So maybe not exactly what I wanted to do, but the internet lagged, and we were in a jam there. So back, it's all set and running, but the internet kind of flubbed me. It paused. Like Josh Allen was taken, and then Albie was on the clock, and it just didn't move. So it is what it is. But I have a lot invested in Travis Etienne already. The Saints running back is kind of high on my exposures. He's been moving down the board, so it's kind of fitting for me to take him once again. I've been trying not to, but I still trust him. I like him a lot, actually. And I just don't believe in Alvin Kamara the same way other people do. Kamara feels washed, in my opinion. But let me catch up with the chat. You can find me in the WNBA daily streets. I imagine that's not a market that has like maybe the sharpest crowd imaginable. I feel like at the very least your numbers are a little bit higher potentially in terms of like who else you're going against. Like how many people are actually in the WNBA streets over on Underdog? Like how many people? Can't be the most. I would imagine it's not, but I think I'm going to zoom out actually and then readjust this. No, I'm just going to keep it like that actually. That way I can see more of the board. Feels wiser. But okay. Jack Dog asking, what's the top quarterback receiver stack in your portfolio? It might maybe surprise you. It's a Justin Herbert stack. Shocker, right? It's Justin Herbert. And it's basically tied between Trey Harris and Quentin Johnston. I had them both at 27% with a 30+% share of Herbert. And they've slowly been trickling down my exposure list as I've mixed it up a little bit more. However, it's still overwhelmingly in favor of those two. And they're basically still tied. I kind of stopped taking Trey Harris, but it's more difficult to get Quentin Johnston at his new price now. It's not as compelling. And unstacked, I don't like it as much. So I got it a lot, but it was mostly when it was much, much cheaper. And I love the Justin Herbert at like pick 81, followed up with Quentin Johnston at pick 88. Like that was my jam. If I had the 9 slot, I was going to Herbert and Quentin Johnston, round 7, 8, like clockwork. So it has still held up. It's one of those two. Trey Harris, I believe, is like narrowly edging out Quentin Johnston by like 0.5%, but it's essentially just the Charger stack with either QJ or Trey Harris. But lately, I've been taking Rashee Rice and Mahomes a decent amount. I kind of pumped the brakes on it more recently, but for a while I was doing that. Here, I'm going to go Carnell Tate. I need some receiver points, and we did take Travis, so I don't see the point in taking Bucky Irving, another running back. I don't really want to go hyper fragile. We'll see if Jimmy Crack Corn takes Bucky Irving, but I think having some receiver values on this team in this spot makes a lot of sense. I'll do that. If I had not been on auto, I would have taken T. Higgins and Zay Flowers at that 3-4 turn instead of Travis. We would have gone Zay Flowers. But here, I'm not in love with the receivers. I have been thinking more about Parker Washington a little bit, but it feels off-brand. And typically, I'm just Tyler Warren here. I like the quarterbacks, but different to that Chow Chow, I think I'm not going to go as heavy on the quarterback position in this one. For only $5, I'm willing to risk my quarterback selection. Maybe it happens later on. But your Soothing Sound wants a blinker. I do not vape, but Flowers fell right in my lap. Albie got a really good price on Flowers. He got him at 41. That's definitely a nice acquisition there. Pepper Tony almost got him at 42, one pick away, but Albie so far with Jonathan Taylor, AJ Brown, Kyron Williams, Zay Flowers, Travion Henderson. He did pass on Lamar, but he did pair up Drake May, the double in New England. I respect it. Honestly, well played, Albie. Very nice. Albie's team is looking very, very solid so far. My Travis pick is the fault of me not updating my rankings. I put in rankings like over a month ago, and I haven't changed them. And at that point, Travis was still like clearly someone I was taking in the late third. So based on the auto ranks, we go Travis at 35 while the internet fucked me over. But I don't mind it. Honestly, like it just gives me the excuse to move off of running back for a while. And these middle rounds, these are not the best running back clicks on the board. That's for sure. Even Bucky Irving scares me. I don't like Jadarian Price that much. I think I prefer Rico Dowdle and Tony Pollard above Jadarian Price. I've been talking myself into Charbonnet becoming a real factor down the stretch. Price will be good early in the season, but I'm not convinced he will hold up in the committee to pay off pick 63. But yeah, I tried it out. In general, I was just never putting in my ranks on Underdog for a long time. And so I tried it out for the first time, and I just haven't gone back and looked at it. If anything, I've kind of thought that maybe if somebody's trying to stream snipe and they see the ranks, then they might be, looking at something from back in the day. It's not updated. So, like, you'll still see Ricky Pearsall at, like, 91 92, something like that in the rankings. But obviously, I'm not going to take him there. At this point, given what just happened with Travis there, I'm probably just going to have to update them in the next 24 hours off stream. But yeah, haven't updated it in a minute. It cost me there. But Pepper Tony, I just learned what a blinker was the other day. Crazy Youths. Have you seen the guy on Instagram? He goes and plays golf, and he asks his random partner, someone that he's never met, hey, can you record me while I take this shot? And he's trying to become the first person to ever, on record, take a blinker and then hit a hole-in-one on a par 3. He has yet to do it, but there's like, I think 80 plus videos at this point, and it's always worth it. It kind of hooks you. You kind of, if he actually sinks it, it'd be pretty impressive. But it doesn't look comfortable. Doesn't look like something I would ever do. Like I said, I don't vape. I'm not going to go Chuba on this team. We just took him in BBM, but I think starting off triple running back, I think I just want to go towards receiver. And I think I'm just Chris Godwin here. I think so. Even if you're in on Igbuka, I think Godwin here offers not just one of the safer floors, but like tremendous upside. It's really just the injury risk. And at the moment, he's healthy. Alec Pierce is not. Sutton is just as old as Godwin, if not older. So I'm fine with it. Alec Pierce is still here. But this gives me the excuse to draft Bo Nix. I'm going to go with Cortland Sutton. We didn't get Waddle, but I do think the touchdown upside with Sutton is still kind of underrated. We're getting some old guys to pair with the young Cardinal Tate. I am a little worried I'm missing like 5 games out of T. Higgins, another 5 out of Godwin, maybe another 5 out of Cortland Sutton. That could be tough. But I just need volume at the position, and with Herbert not available, I did pass on T-Law unstack. We just took him, so to do it again, I don't think it's it could have definitely been the strategy to just repeat, but I do like to mix it up. And this draft only $5. I'm willing to get a little bit more risky. Not gonna lie, it's not scaring me at all to not have a quarterback yet, especially on this side of the board. That 9-10 turn usually has like a really valuable pocket of quarterback options there. And I wasn't going to pull up Joe Burrow. He goes 74 to the Bijan team. Spurs G, price enforcing Joe Burrow, not letting the Jamar Chase drafter have him. He took Jalen Warren over Joe Burrow and then went Marvin Harrison Jr. Chuba Hubbard, interesting. Yeah, Vesuvius not getting Joe Burrow. He still has London Neighbors and Terry, though. He didn't get Jaden, but he can still go with Dart. Or he can just be a believer that Tua and Jacoby Brissett are just good picks. So we'll see what happens. But so far, my team is interesting. The starting roster is filled out with a lot of floor and upside. Tyler Warren, I just think, is a really good pick. Very safe. Week in, week out, I'm getting a good tight end. And I can also just stop at 2 if I choose. So Tyler Warren, love the elite onesie in round 6. Whether it's quarterback or tight end, I think that's the way to go once like Rome Odunze's off the board. But T. Higgins, Cardinal Tate, Chris Godwin, Cortland Sutton, any given week, that might just be what you need. But we'll probably draft 8 of them on this one. We started off triple running back with Genty, Hampton, and Travis. So we're going to ignore that for a minute. I might go 3-4-8-3 on this team. There might be a running back value I really like. If I trust my next running back click, I might just stop at 4. But given who I have, I might still just stop at 4, even with like someone in the 17th round. Like, honestly, especially taking Travis there, like you just kind of believe and like that's the path for it. I could just stop at 4. But Am I doing another draft after this one? Probably. I think we could. However, I'm kind of hungry. I actually need to cook some dinner. I might just come back super late because I don't have plans later tonight. I do need to eat, but it's not just me, and I kind of just want to get that out of the way. I'm getting a little bit hungry. Yeah, Pearsall is still ranked 92 in my rankings. I'm obviously not taking him there. Obviously not, but wow, Jackson Dart is still here. I do like him a lot. I would imagine Jimmy Crackhorn probably just takes the faller. And Dart runs the ball so much, I don't think you have to stack him. So I'm going to go just straight upside. I do think in a Week 17 slate against the Cowboys, he could just be the quarterback you need. Wow, Kincaid goes. Jimmy Crackhorn, I do care. Wow, Kincaid at 108. I'm glad I have Tyler Warren because I would have pushed Kincaid to the next round. And Shakir, he didn't take Allen this one, but he's not letting anyone else have the Allen stacks. This is interesting. Here, though, I think it's either Baker or Bo Nix. I think I'm going to go Baker. In a contract season with Godwin, there's also some back stacks I like. I do not mind drafting Bo Nix at all, but I think with Week 17 set up this well with Jackson Dart, it's not that big of a tiebreaker for me. And while I am worried about the Rams defense in Week 17, if I have Jackson Dart against the Cowboys, like I kind of don't really worry too much about who my matchup is in Week 17. So while I do like Bo Nix against the Patriots a little bit more in Week 17, the Chris Godwin stack I think is more valuable than the Baker Mayfield stack, than the Courtland Sutton stack. Pardon me. If I have Waddle, I love drafting Bo Nix. If I have Sutton, it's more so just for like the option of drafting Bo Nix. It's not my favorite way to go. And I'm curious to see if Pepper Tony does pass. He goes Jared Goff instead of Bo Nix. He had Waddle. He also had Amon-Ra with the Colston Loveland bring back. Caleb Williams, he just wants to bet on the Ben Johnson Lions matchup, Week 17. I respect it, Pepper Tony. I respect it. So Bo Nix goes unstacked at 118 to Forey Wayne. Not a bad pick. There are few backstacks that are worth it, but it's not the worst pick in a vacuum. I took Baker Mayfield, though. I think Baker has slightly higher upside, while Bo Nix has a slightly higher floor. But I took Godwin above Sutton, and from that standpoint, I'd rather bet on that receiver as my stack. But bye weeks didn't really matter. Both Baker and Bo Nix had a Week 10 bye. Dart is Week 8, so it didn't factor in at all. But I have some options here, and I am kind of talking myself into that 3-4-8-3, not going to lie. Only one more running back might be the play on this team, but the run on running back was pretty strong, so maybe just taking Travis there looks pretty good in terms of just like security. I know what I'm getting out of Travis. It might not be every week as a top 5 option, but on the season, I think I will get top 15 numbers. And I also think that Kamara can go down to the point where you get tremendous workhorse upside out of Travis after, being in more of a committee, maybe having fresher legs down the stretch of the season. So I just don't fear Kamara enough to be upset with that. But I will say I am very grateful to get a guy I consider a round 3 pick in the 4th with T. Higgins. So basically it was kind of a wash because Jimmy Crackhorn took Tedro McMillan and Garrett Wilson instead of T. Higgins and Zay Flowers. But the tight ends are starting to come off the board. There is a nice pocket in this range at tight end, but Kincaid is one of my favorite picks, and he's already off the board. That drafter at 12 did not fuck around with Kincaid. But Rashid Shaheed goes. So Chris Rodriguez kind of falls into my lap. But I will say, the stack with Tyrone Tracy kind of feels worth it, kind of feels valuable. I have a lot of C-Rod already. So I'm going to do that. I've talked myself into Tyrone Tracy as more of a pass catcher. Obviously, Neighbors is looking healthier, but still, they have no one else behind him. And who knows? Scatabo just could just get hurt. And this stacks up with Dart. Because Tracy kind of mostly factors in as a receiving threat. So stopping with these four, I think, isn't the craziest thing imaginable. But I will have carte blanche to kind of just get my guys the rest of the way. Cam Ward is an interesting decision here. I like C-Rod, but I'm willing to pass. Given I already have 4 and a lot invested, I'm willing to pass. C-Rod goes, so that's actually helping me. Don't have to think about that. I love Goddard, but with Tyler Warren, I think I can push it. Stephon Diggs would make a lot of sense, but I'm just going to take Cam Ward. I want the 3-4-8-3. I've kind of decided. I'm locking it in. I'm going 3-4-8-3. Even though Tyrone Tracy and Travis Etienne have the same bye week, I'm going to just push it. For $5, I'm willing to get a little bit more risky, and I've seen some teams win contests with the 3-4-8-3. So 3 competent quarterbacks, the elite ceiling, not just with Dart, but with Baker. Overall total points maybe is a problem because of injuries, but Cam Ward, a breakout candidate with his top target, Carnell Tate. That's the way I want to play it in terms of stacks. So I had to lock in there for a bit after the internet connection messed with me. But Albie wanted Loveland. Loveland went early in this draft. He went pick 5. Oh, no, he went late. Excuse me. I thought that was 4th round. Holy shit. Loveland fell. Damn. Good value for Pepper Tony. Loveland at 55. Pepper Tony, definitely going to take a look at this team by the end of it, but so far, it does look like it's cooking. Does look pretty good. I almost considered Jalen McMillan instead of Cam Ward. It wouldn't have been a crazy pick, especially given the Baker selection. But I want the 3 quarterbacks on this team because I want as much upside in the playoffs as well. And given you have to make the final to get any money, and one of the pods has 10 people, I want the 3rd quarterback a little bit more. But Jack Dog said, Dave Fink golf is hilarious. He came so close recently. I know, I'm rooting for him. At this point, the first time I watched it, I wasn't in love with the content, but then the more it came up on my feed, I was like, you know what? I actually really want to see it happen. So I hope he actually does it one day. I sure hope so. But Albie, I seem to gravitate to bye weeks 11 and 13. There's the most teams in week 11, and there are some good ones. Not the Browns, but there are still some good ones. And then week 13, the Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders, along with the Ravens, not the Raiders, but the Ravens as well. The Jets and the Colts are also week 13. In week 11, let me test my Best Ball Jeopardy memorization. In week 11, we have 6 of them. It's the Patriots, it's the Seahawks, it's the Rams, it's also the Browns, it's also the Packers, and to go 6 for 6, it is also the Atlanta Falcons. Those are the week 11 buys. There are some good teams there. Patriots, Rams, Seahawks of note. Packers got some options too. Even the Browns, especially if they trade Jerry Jeudy. I've actually been talking myself a bit more into like Concepcion and Denzel Boston. If I do believe that Jerry Jeudy trade goes down, then maybe those rookies are even more compelling. But Pepper Tony says, peanut butter jelly time. I used to think that song was so hilarious when I was a kid. Now it would just piss me off, probably. Like for a minute, it might be funny, but pretty quickly, I think I would get fucking tired of it. But whoops, says Albie Bukowski. Week 2, week 8. week 2 is not a bye week, but receiver kind of got gutted. We just mentioned it. Maybe Boston's actually a little bit more interesting, but I think grabbing Juwan Johnson helps me out a little bit more. And the more I think about it, maybe the 3-4-8-3 is not the way I want to go about it. Maybe the 3-5-8-2 makes a bit more sense because tight end is really strong. So I might swap out that third tight end for another running back. And to be honest, if we only have one shot, who am I kidding? Am I really passing on Tank Bigsby in a one single entry contest? I don't think so. So yeah, I'm going to sacrifice that third tight end. I have Tyler Warren. I think it's justified. With Juwan Johnson, I also really trust the floor. Juwan Johnson has been on repeated BBM winning rosters. So him as your backup, always a good omen. And I'm willing to stop there. I have Travis, so another bet on the New Orleans Saints. And then this gives us the excuse to just go 4 straight receivers to close it out. I'm good with that. The team is coming together, but I will say the running back investments on this one may have helped me back just a little bit. I'm glad I pushed quarterback, though. I'm really glad I pushed quarterback, but I actually think this team has all the floor I need and then enough upside. If I do advance, I think I have a good starting roster. I got a shot here, but A-Rod, let me get my baseball bat. Are we playing baseball now? I don't watch baseball anymore. It's kind of just left my consciousness a little bit. But Montgomery versus Jacobs, asked Ryan. Damn, that's kind of a tough question. I think I have to go Jacobs until I hear any news on Jacobs. I think I have to stick with Jacobs. At this point, I'm pretty convinced nothing's going to happen. It's possible he gets suspended, but things like this often get kicked down the road, and it might just happen next year. I think Jacobs will play out his contract, and he's really the only guy there in Green Bay that you trust. Like, the Lloyd steam, was interesting for a minute. It's not really held on to anything. So until there's negative news on Jacobs, I think I'm going to trust what he's done. He didn't look great last year from an efficiency standpoint, and it does feel like they're trying to pass the ball more this season. But his touchdown usage is pretty safe to trust, and Montgomery feels like he's a little bit more likely to get injured. Last few seasons, he has been getting banged up down the stretch. So I would go Jacobs, but it is pretty close. I don't think if you preferred Montgomery, I would think you're crazy. I think that's a reasonable stance to take, but I think I would stick with ADP. I think I would just go Josh Jacobs. I would stick with Josh Jacobs in the Packers offense. I think I trust their O-line and offensive play caller more than the Houston Texans. That still scares me a little bit. Not going to lie. All right. Coming back around, we're probably just taking 4 straight receivers. So locked into that position here. And I don't think I'm going to mess around. I have no idea what Jimmy Crack Corn is going to do. And he has 2 picks. So I'm just going to make one of these picks Keenan Allen. I have no issue with that. It's the reason I passed on Alec Pierce. It's the reason I passed on Josh Downs. Give me Keenan Allen. Mooney would have been nice. Not going to lie. I kind of wanted Mooney. I didn't expect the snipe there on Mooney. But that gives me the reason to go elsewhere. And if that's the case, we'll stack up our boy Baker first. We'll go Ted Hurst. I really don't give a shit about ADP at this point. It's really not something I'm considering in August. It's July 31st. It's essentially August. If you're on the East Coast, we are an hour and a half away from August. Ted Hurst stacks up, and I still have 2 more picks. They're going to be a little bit different probably at receiver. So I trust Keenan to get roughly 100 targets this year. I think 85 minimum, but 120 like last season is possible. And then Ted Hurst, I trust the Tampa Bay Bucks and their scouting department. If they draft receiver, they rarely miss. and I have the Baker Mayfield stack. So we missed out on Jalen McMillan. That's definitely the better stack, but I do not want Kate Otten at all. Give me Ted Hurst. There's definitely some injury risk with, Egbuka played through a hamstring last year. Maybe hamstring injuries are more likely since he never let that fully recover when it happened. Who knows? He could be more injury prone. I don't want to believe that, but it's possible. Godwin's old, had a very gruesome leg injury 2 seasons ago, so who knows on him. If he misses time, I think Ted Hurst would be in all those receiver 3 sets. I trust McMillan more, but I also just trust that the Bucs know what they're doing, drafting receiver. So stacked makes plenty of sense. Give me Ted Hurst at 182. He's probably going to be there at 203, but if I got sniped, I'd be kind of upset. And I really don't give a shit about the difference on Zachariah Branch, Tank Dell, and whichever receiver I'll be drafting at 203. They're all kind of the same in my opinion. So that's my logic on that. ADP is not that important. I care much more about correlation. Down the stretch, you only have 4 picks left, rounds 15, 16, 17, 18. Get your guys and also prioritize correlation. A stack is more important to me than who's at the top of ADP. But yeah, week 2, there are no buys, but week 8 has some decent ones. The Saints, the Giants, as well as the Niners. And then who's that 4th team in week 8? I believe the one I'm missing is the Houston Texans. The Texans I don't draft too often. So week 8, I can't say I load up on like crazy, but I have a lot of Niners and then some Giants as well. Sometimes I fall into that pitfall. But in general, one that's a big problem for me is week 7. I draft a lot of Chargers, and the Bills are pretty compelling. The Commanders are pretty compelling. The Jags are very, very compelling. So week 7 is the problem week for me. I've fell in that pitfall a few times, but at this point, I know what I'm doing. I don't draft too many week 7s, at least at quarterback on the same team. But Bukowski says, ignore me, came in late. No worries, brother, but thanks for popping in. I am on the clock, and Dontavian Wicks is still here. I like Dontavian Wicks upside this season. I am locked into receiver with these last 2 picks, and I could have just taken him in the last round, but he falls, and I do like him a little bit more in round 17 than 16. No correlation, so that's why I didn't take him over Ted Hurst, but in terms of value, in terms of upside, I like him a decent amount. The Eagles' offense, pretty decent. I trust Howie Roseman to make a good trade. And who knows, maybe he's more involved than people think. But this last pick, not the most ideal scenario, but I'm running out of time. We drafted Tyquan Thornton on that team with Bruni, and oh, shit. I forgot. It happened to me, too. I didn't think to pull up the guy that's shown up at training camp. But I still think Tyquan Thornton has a very trusted role in the offense. The chemistry last year was nice. And, the first day of camp, the first week is not the entire thing. There's a lot of development that needs to be done. And Tyquan at least flashed some value last season. So I think he'll have that Hollywood Brown role. I think he'll be a spike week guy. And it does have a bring back option with Hampton. There is that. But peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. That's definitely, I missed that when it happened. But this last round, let's see what happens. But let me catch up with the chat real quick. Doing another draft or no? I think so. I think we'll do a mini Schnauzer. That one filled very quickly last time, so I think doing another one is probably worth our time. But I think I might do it in a later draft, a later stream, later tonight. I think I might come back to y'all later tonight. I think we're going to recap this team, do a few team reviews, and then dip, because I haven't had dinner yet. But Pepper Tony is watching from Japan. It's already August. Who Hames, what's up, man? Family Soup, not today, the traditional sup fam. Thanks for hopping in. If anyone hasn't checked out Who Hames' channel, good friend of the channel. We do a weekly show. Next week will be on his channel, so make sure you're subscribed over there. Always fun watching Huhaim's live stream. He drafts some fun teams. Also has some amazing drops. The live stream, very, very fun time. A good vibe over there. But we got K-Space in the house. XOXO watching House of Dragons BBL. I have not seen House of Dragon, so I'm not sure. I cannot confirm nor deny. But appreciate that. Thank you for smashing the like button. A lot of jokes coming from K-Space. Love you long time. There it is. What did you get, Keen? Why did I get him at 170? Because I think he's going to play. I think he's going to be worth this $1 investment. If this was an auction league, I would treat it more like an auction league, especially with a single entry. I want Keenan on the team. I think he will help me out. As wide receiver 5, I just need volume, and I can trust it. I wanted Keenan on the team, so I just took him. But more like Dontavian shits. Pepperoni does not like him. My team went south quickly, says Albie. You started off so well. I'm going to have to take a look. I don't believe that, but Pepperoni says, me too. We're taking a look at both of them. What's for dinner? What's for dinner? Asked B. Diddy. Do you still want Diddy in your name? I have to ask this before I answer the question. Do you still want Diddy in your name, given the recent in the ether vibes regarding this name? But I imagine it goes back a bit longer than I imagine it. You have some roots with it, but the Motor City, I like that you rep Detroit, but appreciate you, man. Thanks for joining us this evening. For dinner, I have some lamb burgers. I got a good deal on some lamb patties that were pre-formed at the supermarket. I got a pound of lamb burgers for, you'll never believe this. It was marked down, manager special. I freezed it instantly. $4.20 for this pound of lamb. It was originally $12, but the price was marked down to $4.20. I had to fucking buy it. It did not expire for another 2 days. It has been in the freezer up until this morning. But yeah, no, our tight end discussion was very productive. It was long, but we talked about everyone, so I think it was totally worth your time. If you want to watch that on 2x speed, I would highly recommend. But Lamburger with tzatziki, you know it, man. I got some ranch in the fridge. I also got a mint plant here on in my backyard. I'm going to chop some up and put that in there. And I think I'm going to put 2 patties together. I think I'm going half-pound lamb burger. I want to cook it all. I do not want the marked down manager special lamb to be sitting in the fridge longer than it needs to. One day only, we will cook it all. I think I'm going to have two patties in one. Give me a double. But Anthony said my team is okay. But yeah, it's a 20-year nickname. I imagine it went back a decent ways. But we have our own Diddy, and that we do. Not it's not connected at all. It's not connected at all. But we factually true. But 2 meals in a cart. We doing a drafters later? You know what? We can't. You know what? We will. We'll do a survival later. I love that. I'll come back in a couple hours and we'll do a survival along with another mini schnauzer. But yeah, dinner. I'm looking forward to it. The ranch and the fresh mint on a lamb burger. If you never had lamb, apparently like 40% of the United States has never eaten lamb before, and that's wild to me. Lamb is delicious. I highly recommend. If you're gonna try it, if you're a little bit unsure on how to cook it, get ground lamb and cook it in a burger. It is phenomenal in a burger. I highly recommend. Highly recommend. But okay, let's get back to this recap. This was a single entry contest, so let's take a look at this roster. Similar to my weekly winners roster, I am betting on Jackson Dart. Love the fall. 7-pick fall with Neighbors looking healthy. I'm a bit shocked, honestly, that y'all let him go at 107. But Baker, tremendous upside in a contract season. I have been talking myself a little bit more into the upside on Baker Mayfield. We had Chris Godwin, so it's worth it. But Cam Ward stacked with Carnell Tate, that's the way to go, in my opinion. That's the stack I want. And although Cam Ward looked like shit, he looked really good in college. 4,300 yards in 13 games at the University of Miami. I think with the weapons and Brian Dable, they could make some magic happen. I worry about the O-line, but a perfect QB3 stacked up with Carnell Tate, I'm here for it. But some people don't believe in Cam Ward this season. Some people don't see the vision the way I do. But we got Genty, we got Hampton at 11 and 14. I did have some internet connectivity problems, and my ranks I put in 3 weeks ago have shown themselves to be an issue. We did auto-select Travis Etienne instead of taking T. Higgins or Zay Flowers, but at least it was only one round. It did not cost me too much after that. I think I still would have autoed T. Higgins based on my ranks, though. But Tyrone Tracy, the stack with Jackson Dart, I've come around to thinking he's a fine pick. I still trust Scatabo, but every now and then, betting against the Scatabo injury isn't that bad. And then Tracy could just be like the third most targeted player in the Giants offense this year. He could have a dual threat usage. The report on him a few weeks ago was that they don't know exactly how they're going to use him. It's kind of up in the air. That tells me he's catching a lot of passes this season. So I've come around to it. I think it's a fine click, and it does make sense stacked up with Jackson Dart. It's my only stack, actually. I did not take Isaiah Likely, but Tank Bigsby, my boy, I just can't help it. I have to take him. I just have to. And then T. Higgins, Carnell Tate, Chris Godwin, Cortland Sutton, more of a floor play approach, but we still have elite upside with Higgins. I hope he doesn't get hurt, but still mostly a four-play approach with Keenan Allen here. Ted Hurst for the stack. Dontavian Wicks, some random spikes, but at 203, I think it's okay. Tyquan Thornton, though, I sure hope Cyrus Allen is not a problem. I will say my receiver room feels a little bit problematic. I would have liked this team a lot more had I just taken Zay Flowers instead of Travis Etienne. I think that was clearly what would have helped me, but the internet connection said otherwise. It wanted me to go with Travis Etienne. So B. Diddy Motor City says, team is nice. I think you got enough receiver points. I hope so. I'm a little worried I don't. I think there is some injury risk with this build. I think there is a world where I miss out on 10 plus games from 3 of my 4 starters. I think that could be an issue. And then Keenan's kind of old too. Injuries could really be an issue down the stretch, but we'll see. We will see. Tyler Warren, though, and Juwan Johnson, the tight end room is not an issue at all. So having the floor there and maybe some flex contributions as well, the team could be much worse. I'll say that. The quarterback room feels awesome. Tight end room with the top 4 play, no issue at all. And then the running back room, the ceiling on the running back room is really nice. So I still think this team can compete. Will I win the pod? That is up in the air. I think the Travis over Zay Flowers or even Garrett Wilson there may have cost me. I will say that. But we'll take a look at Albie's team, Peppertoni's team. They are both moderators. And then otherwise, I don't think anybody else is a member of the blunt rotation. So no team reviews otherwise. Let's take a look. We were interested in both y'all's teams. Let's find out. Drake May, Jordan Love, and Carson Beck on Albie's team. Honestly, the reps at training camp make Carson Beck look like the better quarterback in terms of foot movement and overall, like, when I saw those reps, the 3 of them, Minshew looks like ass. Brissett looks fine, and then Beck looks just a little bit more mobile than Brissett. Beck will, I think, get on the field. Will it happen week 11, though? You have the double week 11. Maybe you get a bagel, even with Carson Beck. But I don't think it's insane to take him and expect a start. You did push it to the final round. We'll see what happens. But Jonathan Taylor at pick 8. Kyron Williams, Travion Henderson, very balanced with some upside. Tyler Algier, right at ADP. I think he does go too late, honestly. Positive camp reports. We saw Bruni lobby for him earlier, and he used to be drafted a lot earlier. The contract says, yes, we should take him absolutely at 161. And then Katron, I do like the fat man. Not gonna lie, don't hate that pick either. Even at 185, I think it's legit. So running back room checks out. Quarterback room, only the buy in 11 is an issue. But A.J. Brown stacks up. Zay Flowers at 41 is awesome. Alec Pierce at 89, a decent value. Maybe injury prone this season, but a good value nonetheless. Jacoby Myers at 104, just calling your shot, trusting the volume there. Coker feels like a better pick right now with the Brazel situation. Travis Hunter, a risky pick, but I like the upside swing on this team with a AJ Brown, Zay Flowers. I don't mind it. And then we also have Tesla at 176, a pick I like as well. But yo, Motor City, B Diddy Motor City, becoming a member of the Blunt Rotation. Appreciate that. We will review your team. We'll take a look for sure. Tucker Kraft, Brenton Strange, and Pat Fryermuth. Very good values in terms of pockets of the draft to take them. Love the Kraft and Brenton Strange acquisition. So nice team. Very balanced. We mentioned the bye week, but honestly, I don't give a shit about it. I think you're checking out just fine. The Hunter Tesla clicks might be not contributing very often, but I think when they do, it's worth it. I think they find the end zone in those weeks. So combined and maybe 6 weeks with, a touchdown out of these two in the right week, it could be great. And then contingent upside, awesome with both. So I like the team. This team is pretty solid. The Carson Beck pick is odd, but at 209 overall, I see the vision. I don't have a problem with it. I think as long as you don't suffer a major injury to A.J. Brown, this fall on Zay Flowers makes the team really, really strong. Yeah, the team has a lot going for it. I like the quarterback room as well, even with the double week 11. It's not bad. But we'll take a look at B. Diddy right after Pepper Tony. He's got Allen at 31. He pulled him up the board, not waited for him to fall. In the single entry, he wants the elite quarterback. He also took Caleb and Jared Goff. If anything, you're making my Chow Chow roster feel a lot better because I took Allen in the 4th and Drake May in the 6th. So if Pepper Tony is just spending up on quarterback like this, damn, maybe we should be doing it more often. He is not afraid to go 3-6-7-2 with 3 quarterbacks in rounds 3, 6, and 10. Let's see how the rest of it came together. He has Derrick Henry, Jonathan Brooks, Rashad White, and Tyjae Spears, Brian Robinson, and Marshawn Lloyd. Not afraid to take Lloyd at 199. Interesting with the 6 running backs and the expensive quarterbacks. So what is this going to look like? Amon-Ra, Jalen Waddle, elite up top with those 2. But then Jaden Reed, I actually prefer Matthew Golden's price a lot. Reed is a kind of just like a random elite spike, more of a slappy pick at this point in my mind, but still can drop 30 every any week. So starting roster could be diabolical. Jaden Higgins, I'm kind of off, but he's 6'4". I still understand the vision. Jalen McMillan, I think, was a very important selection there. I'm glad you pulled him up, actually. Trey Tucker at 151, a very, very important contribution, but I like that pick a lot. And then Keon Coleman, I don't believe it, but with Josh Allen, why not? You have Loveland at 55. I wouldn't have passed either. And Kate Otten. I think the one thing I would have done differently is like one of these running backs, I would have made a receiver. I think I would have taken one more. That's just me. I love Amon-Ra Waddle, but Waddle's a little injury prone, so that's where I think the depth really is important. I would have changed that, but that's just me. Like, your quarterback room is so good. Maybe you also could have taken receiver instead of one of those. The Josh Allen at 31, not going to lie, doesn't feel as good as Allen at 42. The 4th round Josh Allen, I think, is the sweet spot this year. I think round 3, it's not that you can't do it, but like you took so many quarterbacks early. I see this Allen pick just in hindsight looking a little bit expensive because it locks in 2 zeros with 2 of your top 10 picks. And I think the receiver room is a little bit thin. Not going to lie. I think that's where the Allen pick looks a little bit shaky. But such an elite quarterback room with Loveland at 50. I would not have changed the Loveland pick at all. I think I may not have taken Jared Goff, but all in all, the team without Allen, let's say you had Olave or Zay Flowers, your boy Zay Flowers, that's where I think I might like this team just a tiny bit more. But I respect the build. Honestly, pretty good team. Starting lineup-wise, diabolical roster. Lastly, though, let's take a look at Motor City. Appreciate that, but I can wait just a couple more minutes. It's not a big deal at all. Thank you very much for joining the blunt rotation. If anything, for joining the blunt rotation, we should clear the pipe. If anything, that needs to happen. It's going to happen right now. The background's getting dark, so it is time to dip. But I assure you, I'll be back in like 2 hours, around like 9:30, 9:45, something like that. I'll be back by 10 p.m. Pacific. I will be back on YouTube. We'll draft a few more. But last team to review before we dip is B. Diddy Motor City at pick 6. Middle of the board, always a little bit tricky sometimes, but sometimes you get good values. Let's take a look. Jaden Daniels and Mahomes, respect that a lot. A little bit of injury concern, but not enough to be upset. Not at all. Kenneth Walker catching passes today in camp. Like that stack, actually. I think it's underrated. Josh Jacobs in the 4th feels pretty valuable. If he does not get suspended, it's a good pick. JCM, I've been talked into a little bit more lately. Just because I don't have much, I'm willing to take some now. Because I have so much Rashad and so much Katron. But Woody Marks and Zach Charbonnet, I don't mind the Charbonnet click at RB5, but not going to lie, with JCM and Woody Marks, I feel like the depth is not that solid. I think there's such a big bet here on Jacobs. If he's not living up to the capital, that could be a little difficult. I worry a little bit about the depth. Not going to lie. This running back room, I think, could have used a 6th, but just player take-wise, I like guys more than JCM. If I'm wrong, though, then JCM is the pick that sends this team to the playoffs. We'll see. But JSN, Christian Watson at 54, I respect that. I don't mind that at all. The pull-up, given you only had JSN right there, I think was fine. DK Metcalf, I prefer Pittman at cost, but I don't hate it. I think I do like several receivers more, though, than Metcalf in the 7th. I think Metcalf should actually go in the 8th round, and so should Pittman. But Michael Wilson at 102, I've come around. I think watching the tape, Harrison dropping all those passes. Give me Michael Wilson at this point at cost. At 102, I like it. I'm going to take more Wilson, not going to lie, in the 9th round now. But Antonio Williams, 174, I worry about that pick really looking bad if Stephon Diggs signs. That feels like the writing on the wall. I do worry about free agency, just killing Antonio Williams' value. I took him in pre-draft round 18. I'm not taking him myself at 174. But Tank Dell, if he's healthy, he will pay off at 187. CJ Stroud will get him the ball if he's healthy. It's a fine pick. Him versus Keenan, I think Keenan stays healthier, though. That's why I go Keenan personally. But I don't mind Tank Dell whatsoever. Kayshon Boutte, I like a lot. Coming back around, that he's definitely worth taking. And then somebody did take Cyrus Allen. I like that you took him. I took him earlier today, stacked with Mahomes. And you have Mahomes, so perfect. If the camp news is correct after just a few days, Cyrus Allen, round 18, is who you should take as the backstack. But McBride at 30, not my favorite pick. I think it's sometimes hard to come back from. And I think running back is maybe where the team is lacking. But honestly, up to this point, I wouldn't have expected this to be a McBride team. I actually like this team a lot for McBride. But given you have only Watson there, now it makes more sense. But he is really good. Likely, I've come around to thinking is not worth this ADP. I think I'd rather have Likely fall to me than take him above ADP. I'd rather go Kincaid, but I know he was off the board. I am firmly Dallas Goedert over Likely. So you didn't have Jackson Dart. I think unstacked, I'm not in love with it. But with a guy like McBride, you need the massive spikes to hit the lineup. Likely can do that. So I see the vision. You did have a 3rd, though, so it's all fair. Like, when Likely does hit your lineup, it's not that often, but it can really deliver. With Chig stacked, it's a nice team. The 3 tight end build, that's a really, really good value there. At 150, that's where he was a smash. At 140, I'm not down to take him. So I think you played that perfectly in terms of Okonkwo with Jaden Daniels. I could see a running back really factor in here and matter, but the stack with Jaden Daniels, basically this team just needs JCM to hit. If JCM and Jacobs are like both playing all 17 games and you actually get like top 25 production at a JCM, then I will stand corrected and he will be a good pick. That I think decides the fate of the roster, but everything else checks out. I like it, except maybe the Antonio Williams pick. That one is expensive, but I took Keenan Allen in the 15th round. Who am I to talk shit? It's all relative. Round 15 is the same as round 18. So good team, honestly. I think the team is pretty good. It could have maybe used another running back, and that's where maybe Isaiah Likely instead of who'd you pass on? Tyron Tracy. I would have gone Chris Rodriguez instead of Isaiah Likely. I think that's where I would have gone differently. And then I also would have gone Dallas Goedert instead of Woody Mark. So that's just a player take thing. Respectively, I would have made 2 different choices instead of Likely and Woody Marks in the 11th and 12th. But that's me. Every team's got to be different. Respect. I do still have 10% Likely, but I almost never take Woody Marks. The Woody Marks pick I did not like. But we'll see what happens at the end of the season. Let me catch up with chat, but I think I'm done for the evening. Good luck, everyone. Thank you for drafting with me. Thank you for joining. Let's go single shot. Damn, the background's so dark. Holy shit. Okay. Zay needs an accurate quarterback, still fast. Let's hope Lamar stays healthy. But I know, isn't it crazy? I think that's why they've been slow to give us new contests. But yeah, we'll see. I think it'll fill. I think it will. I think the D-gens that see it not full will fill it. But he's been getting much better lately. I will say that. Running a bit less last couple seasons, but we'll do one later. Michigan's finest. I might look for it, but panicked when Kelsey got sniped. Yeah, the snipe is always frustrating, but peace out, Peppertoni. Sitting in the dark like a true stoner. I know. It started off, and it's still light outside, but I got the curtains up. It's a little better, but it's just natural lighting. Yeah, I think it'll fill. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. We'll see you in a couple hours.